welcome to the HELLION Art Show, episode 28. This is 8, right? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, yeah! Yeah! Look at that! Look at that! We've got some guns.
Got some guns.
Which is very fitting, because today we're going to be talking about 6-gun gorilla! Woo! You see
Hell
that
yeah.
segue? See how I did that? That was pretty good.
Yeah, genius.
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm getting better at this. So, looks
just like
like
everything else. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
It just have to practice. It only took me like half a year, but I'm bumbling my way.
Like 2 years.
It's fine. It's a learning curve. I mostly still don't know what I'm doing. Well, all of us mostly don't know what we're doing, right?
That's the point.
That really is true.
And I find, when it gets really easy? When you cease to give a shit.
Yeah, no, you're so right. You're so right. Well, when you don't care, it's like, I'm gonna fuck up, and I know I'm gonna fuck up, and that's okay.
Exactly.
And it's gonna happen. You're gonna roll with it.
It's not the same kind of. It's not to be mistaken for the not giving a shit where you're just like phoning it in. It's just you cease to give a shit, and then it actually becomes fun because then you can just let the real you out.
Yeah.
And just chill.
Like, why would you even do this if you don't enjoy it?
Well, I mean, because, we're all trying to, we're trying to promote comics. Other people are trying to promote their channels and everything. First couple streams I did, I was like,
oh my god,
buy my monkey book, like really stiff, or like, oh, this is great too. I always love this when somebody's new and their pet comes in. What up, Unhinged? Their pet comes in, you see like a cat tail, right? Or you see like a big nose, and I'm just like, and they're like trying to. I'm like, no, the hell with that. Who's your buddy there? Show us your buddy.
Yeah, you gotta loosen up a bit.
Yeah.
Actually, my YouTube channel's been around for a while. Like, so I guess it's not half a year, but I've been streaming for half a year. I started a channel like 4 years ago. It's just like, oh my god, the early videos so stiff, but I still encourage people to go watch them because I don't give a shit. And honestly, there's some good stuff. I used to do like some drawing tutorials. It's just very infrequent, and I've really learned to just open up because I'm so worried about, like I have to like just be very formal and like talk like a teacher, and I have to like be careful about what I say. And now you say I'm like shit, fuck, crap, suck. Like that's my whole stream by my comic. So yeah, that's a great pitch, right? So
well, yeah, because what you want to do is you want to let people know who you are. People get an impression of you. One of the things that's special about our scene is that our backers, our readers, dare I say, some of us have fans. They have instant access to us. It's not like they're like we're up on a Mount Olympus with Mark Wade and Kurt Busiek.
No, we're all the same level, dude. That's what people like this more than like corporate entertainment. Yeah. Like the thing with corporate entertainment is like they feel like they're up there and the audience is down there, and you shall take whatever we bestow upon you. That's not how like indie comics operate, and I never want to operate like that. That's so phony. And that's not how good art is made, I don't think.
No, and it's no way to live. You can get hit by a bus tomorrow, and
that is true.
You don't want to go under the wheels, and thinking, I've been a fake ass bitch. Crunch.
Oh yeah. I definitely had that thought in my life. It was like, honestly, that was like my quarter life crisis. Yeah. And that was when I dropped everything, quit my job that paid me like a shit ton of money, moved back to Taiwan, and started writing Fiendish. I was like, I can't be fake no more. I can't like do this shit where I'm do corporate art, and I can't even like work for Marvel because it just feels like this isn't what I'm doing. Like people say this is what I'm supposed to do, but I don't feel good doing it. So like, what the fuck am I here? Like I need to like stop giving a shit. So fuck it.
Exactly.
I like this spirit. This is a great talk. We're opening with like such a motivational talk. This is gonna be a good one.
What's funny is I can be I'm a gloomy kind of a guy. I spend like a majority of my life just horribly depressed. I don't get into good moods because if I'm in a good mood, then I'm like waiting for that truck to come around the corner and flatten me, right? So I take myself back out of it, right? But when it comes to doing these streams, when it comes to talking about indie comics, when it comes to us in the scene, and that especially includes the backers, because we couldn't do any of this without y'all.
Yes.
I turn into like Tony Robbins. Because I'm being sincere, because this is something that I think that we're part of that is incredibly special.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be, people are gonna look back and think this is very important. No matter how, like, I know comics is a medium that like the general public doesn't really give a shit about, but I think this could be something great.
Well,
I feel it.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, you have things like heavy metal music, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big like German goth metal guy. Right?
Mm-hmm. Really? I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Right? What is that shirt you're wearing?
Yeah. I
gotta ask you what bands you like.
What?
Sorry, I'm distracting you. I'll ask you later.
You're derailing my train of thought.
No,
I'm just teasing. Oh, yo, Preston, what's up, brother? Yeah, Preston has deigned to join us.
Preston! Yeah, come on. Let me say hi to a few people real quick. I've been ignoring the chat, and I'm terrible. Hello, Aviator. I like that spelling of Aviator. That's, like, very clever.
Yeah, it is.
Snarticon, gracing us, as always. We're looking for you. We're always like, where's Snarticon? We can't start the stream
Eric
yet.
the Guapo, which means
Nolan Lockhart, hail. Eric the Guapo. The Guap. I won't look at you, but, you know, you can, it's whatever you wish. But we'll still feel your presence, and joyfully so. Hello, Phil.
What up,
What's up?
What up,
Phil? Lurking in chat, Sumo Authority, Alex the Verb, El Gorillo Kuno. I don't think that's how you say it, but nice one.
I do have the first issue translated into Spanish, by the way. But
yo, that's so cool. Yeah, I just got Phoenix translated in Japanese.
Oh.
And now I have to. I'm really excited about it. Like seeing it, like the translated, like all the text in is. I know a little Japanese, but I can't do translations. But like I know the basics. So I'm like just seeing it. It's like, oh my god, this is so cool. I
have a friend in Tokyo. He's lived my childhood best friend. He's been living in Tokyo for like the last 20 years. Has a Japanese wife and everything, and is really happy over there. And he's, you know, learned his Japanese, and so he's going to hook me up, and he's going to translate the first issue into Japanese, because I think that's the next step for us, is to start breaking out into other markets, because it's so closed here.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's we should just, indie comics need to go international, because you don't. It used to be you have to wait for a publisher until your book got big enough, then they translated it for you, but you don't have to do that. Like any book translated is like $100, $200, depending on your page count. Like you can afford that if your campaign does well. So
and there's not a lot of dialogue in my books. So
there you go. It'll be even cheaper then. So it's not that much, and like do it digitally. You don't have to do a print run at first, but dude, we got to expand, and we can definitely do that. Blingo, my love. AC's not here today, but she I'm sure she says hi. I'll say hi.
But I say hi back to her.
And let's see who else is here. I got him. Jeremy Burt. Hello, Mark Senga.
What up?
Hi.
What up, Mark?
All right. Yeah, so Preston said he might join us. So Preston,
if he would deign to grace us with his presence.
Yes, that would be great. But
he's such a diva. But I can't. But you know what? Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Preston. He's the GOAT, and somebody told him. He figured it out. And now it's great, it's now he knows he's a rock star.
No, terrible. Well, it's okay. Preston says he doesn't have a link.
Didn't I send you a link?
Oh no! I'll send you a link. I thought Brian did. We're both like, no, he did, and no, she did it. Sorry, Preston.
And ladies, Preston is a very, very sexy man, but he's taken. So just so you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So heed that warning, ladies.
Yes.
Heed that warning.
Yeah. So
the like 2 women that are in my chat.
When we start.
I look at my readership for Fiendish, and well, it's just YouTube as well. My readership for Fiendish is like 90% men, like because I can look at the analytics. I was like,
that's interesting. That's interesting. You know, like one thing
I wasn't expecting that.
No, not at all. But also, then you have to think about the demographic, right? Mm-hmm. Most comic book readers are male because it's traditionally been a male college age centered industry. And the American comic industry made a decision in the 70s when they were like, you know what, we're just going to take 55% of the population and tell them, F off, we're not making comics for you anymore.
that was a little weird. Well, it was like this roundabout way where they decided to only make superhero comics. And I don't think they were consciously telling like women or children readers to F off, but because of the Comics Code Authority that bans stuff like romance and horror, and like the romance is historically way more women readers, and horror is kind of like an all genre, but probably like an older audience would be into that. So they censored themselves into this like this demographic, this like narrow demographic.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about horror is that like horror versus sci-fi, the majority of readers are male, right? It's like almost 50-50, but it's 55% male. Horror, it's 55% female.
Yeah, interesting. It's I always I didn't know sci-fi was that close, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
Horror always struck me as like 50-50 just about.
Yeah, but slightly more, 5% more. Heroic fantasy, I don't know.
Yeah, fantasy too. Fantasy, I wonder. Yeah, they ended up censoring fantasy because you can't have blood and stuff. It's so stupid. And I think fantasy is majority female readers as well.
I would guess.
If I'm not mistaken.
That would generally be my guess, but you know, that's at least in fiction right now. That seems to be like what's really killing it. You know, and of course George R.R. Martin, who started out as a science fiction guy, then turned into a science fiction horror guy, then turned into a horror guy, then went into fantasy. He's like, I'm not gonna diss him. I love that dude. I have handwritten letters from him. From when I was a kid, and I was like, you know, just a huge fan, and I was asking for advice, and he was just very, very responsive and friendly.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Yeah. He deserves it, but he's one of those guys where it's like science fiction is selling, I'll write science fiction. Horror is selling, I'll write horror. Fantasy is selling, I'll write fantasy.
Really, that makes sense. That I never really thought of that.
Yeah.
But, whatever works. I mean, if you can,
but he loves them all. That's the thing.
Yeah. The thing is, genre is just dressing. It's like the type of story you tell is not limited to genre. Like you can tell the same kind of theme, same kind of story. Your style can show through no matter what.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, if you know what you're doing. We have, wow.
Ow.
Hello.
Sexy. What up, dude?
Doc Salem, sir. Hello, Preston. Hi, I don't think I've actually talked to you before. Hey.
No, I don't think so.
The multi-talented Preston Acevedo, the GOAT.
Yeah. The GOAT, apparently.
The GOAT?
Yeah.
That'll work. I'll take it. Fuck it.
Oh, so you were right. He is kind of a diva, but it's okay. You earned it. I've seen your art. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm not a diva.
I just
no.
My breasts aren't big enough to be a diva.
I mean, you can always change that.
The thing is, you always got to know
we're very accepting.
What busting balls is how I show affection, but you also got to know your audience. Do you know what I'm saying? You gotta know that they're in on the joke.
Know that we're kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, because also, once we start doing conventions and everything, I got a feeling there's going to be some brawls, and he knows jujitsu, so I want him on my side.
I know how to run too. That's
yeah, that's the Richard Pryor martial art. Run.
That is pretty funny. I'm a martial art master. I'm a master running away. I mean, that's me, frankly. You know, I don't run very fast, but I am a great endurance runner. That is true. I did a long distance swimming competitively.
Well, I just have to outrun Brian. That's
dude, I can't even do
right. The zombie apocalypse theory.
Yeah. My knees are so messed up, but I've been doing Tai Chi and they're getting better. So we shall see. We shall see.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
We shall see. We shall see. Alex VRV says, in case anyone's confused, this is not the. I don't know about this. This must be some drama. This is a good precedent. So, this is
vintage drama, actually.
Okay,
yeah, this is vintage drama.
In case I know there's a drama I don't know about. So, for whomever this might.
Somebody send it a Pornhub link.
Let's not do that.
I used to introduce him as Preston exit only Acevedo. But then, like, Sim told me, like, dude, it's just getting tired. It's enough. I was like, really? It was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I stopped doing that.
Oh, great. All right. So I have pulled up this lovely campaign here that both of you are working on. 6-Gun Guerrilla. Yes. Cemetery Without Process. Why don't you tell us all about that?
All right. This is the 8th issue in the 6-Gun Guerrilla saga. It's a 10-issue arc, which makes this not the penultimate issue, the pre-penultimate issue. And this is the part of the story where everything goes to crap. This is basically like the Empire Strikes Back issue. And I don't know about you, but that's often my favorite part of a story, especially heroic storytelling, is when everything goes to crap and the heroes are up against it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the midsection defeat.
Yes, and they go from the dream stage. The last issue was the big gun down, this puppy right here, which has like, I don't know, a body count in it bordering on genocide. And, and they're whipping ass, and in this issue they get their asses whipped.
Ooh.
And you find out what the thing about getting your ass whipped is you find out what you're really made of. And so you're going to find out what these characters are really made of. Mm-hmm. And if you're new to the series, I always sum it up: a very big ape with very big guns, blowing very big holes in very bad people. It's a revenge western with a gorilla.
Yeah, that's a hell of a pitch. A revenge western with a gorilla. Big ape, big guns. What else could you want? This is awesome looking character too. It's like so catchy. This trailer. I'm going to play the trailer. And I'll let you guys talk about it. Let it marinate. Okay. Let everybody. Let the suspense build, and we're going to look at the juicy trailer.
Okay. Yeah, I uploaded a new one that's like about a minute long.
Cool. You don't have any extra images here. They're just two trailers.
I don't? Well, that's interesting. Are you using Chrome or are you using Firefox?
I'm using Edge. Good.
Oh, okay. It might be a browser thing, but yeah, I'll throw some pics in
my
there.
life.
I didn't know people normally.
Frankly, I like Chrome more, but it overloads my computer memory.
Gotcha.
So, anyhow, continue. Pardon me.
Yes. Oh, what was I saying?
Just scroll down and gaze upon this. Upon this art. Who is this by?
This is by my boy, Adrian Sabar, who was the illustrator for issues 1 through 7. The late great Adrian Sabar. He's no longer with us. He passed away last year. This is the last piece of finished art he made for the book, and it always makes me feel good when I look at it because there's something very happy and very joyous about it. And it doesn't accurately reflect what's going on in the issue. Neither does Preston's cover either, because for the first time I'm doing a variant. Because I always thought variants were like kind of like double dipping. But
but people like it though.
I know.
It's weird.
Yeah.
You just can't like quadruple that destined dip or like have like 25 variant covers. Like
yeah,
some
no,
people,
yeah, like some people have like 20. You know, at the most I would do like 2 variants. Like I would maybe do like another variant if people wanted it. Because the thing is, it's not, you know, the content is the same. It's just the cover that's different. I just, you know, like I said, I'm just careful. Like I don't want to double dip. But if it's not double dipping, I guess if people are asking for it.
Well, it's up to them if they want to buy it or not. It's not you. I mean, you can offer it, you know, but if nobody buys it, then
yeah.
So I don't really see it as double dipping. You know?
Okay. Well,
unless you force them to take it, like you better take this goddamn cover, or.
Now, you see, that's another thing, Rainey. That's another thing. Homeboy is my moral compass. Like, if I'm wondering if something's like dubious or not, you know, or shady, like what's the right thing to do, I always ask him. He always has the right answer.
Cool. It's very honest. You need people like that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I see. It's a great team. I see how you guys are working out. This right here, I remember I was on another stream with you, and I was watching you pitch this, and you said this was like traditional media.
Yeah, it's acrylics on canvas. I'm moving away from doing canvas at the moment. I'm going more towards like just painting on paper, you know, because it eliminates that that pattern, the canvas pattern in the background.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit better for reproduction, you know, but I mean, there's just something about canvas that just, you know, just feels good. Yeah,
it's nice. It'll last longer.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. I mean, his canvases are stunning. This is stunning. Of course, this is if this looks familiar to anybody, it's a parody cover of the cover to the single for "Stranger in a Strange Land," the Iron Maiden song. And I'm not gonna say who, but basically somebody told Preston that he couldn't do this, and so. Preston being Preston, of course, had to do it.
I know that feeling.
And he knocked it out. And also there's a ton of CG like Easter eggs all up in that.
I see.
Well, Renee knows better than anybody else. Like artists like to show off.
Oh yeah, you know, no, when you tell someone they can't do something, that's like you're gonna stay up late for a whole week just to do that thing.
Right.
Fuck themselves. Yeah, Mark Sunga, yep, this is freaking on this traditional work. Preston, have you maybe good in between like paper and canvas is maybe like wood, like really smooth, treated.
Masonite? I do like
option.
I play with Masonite too. Honestly, paper's a lot easier to go ahead and transport. Like just coating a piece of Bristol and painting a Bristol board, like comic board.
Yeah, that's true.
The
Masonite. I started working on Masonite because Frazetta worked with Masonite, so I was like, this would be cool.
Yeah.
But Masonite tends to bend. Like if you let it, it tends to fold in on itself. So
I would think paper would bend more.
No. What I do is I coat the paper. Like I coat it, like I varnish it before I go ahead and start painting on it, and then sand it.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like spraying it with primer.
So you basically turn in the Bristol into vellum instead of
And so is this acrylic or oil?
No, that's acrylic on canvas.
Okay. So you're treating paper and then using acrylic on Bristol.
You got to see what he's doing.
Talk, guys.
No, that's all. No, that's all cool. Actually. I mean, you know, y'all are the rock stars in the medium. So the only reason, look, any comic book writer that's honest with you will tell you the reason we write comics is because we can't draw them.
I mean, you can. Might just be, spare on the lines. Yeah.
Here's the paint is right behind me, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Let me full screen. Oh, look at that. It's right there. Yeah. Glorious.
So you can get that as a poster too.
Oh, are you selling the original?
I thought about it, but I think I'm gonna hold on to it for a little while. Like I'm trying to hold on to art, and I honestly, I've created like fucking almost 1,000 pieces, but I have like less than 20 pieces in my room. You know that because they sell so goddamn quick, so it's hard to hold on to it. Yeah.
Well, if you that's a good idea though, because if you hold on to it, the value it should go up, and maybe hold on to it. Maybe wait till the whole series wraps.
Yeah.
Well, Preston has a bunch of videos that are directed towards artists, not just related to like technique, but also business. And he's somebody that's very cognizant of the fact that the American comic book industry hasn't exactly been very kind to its creators.
I was listening to you guys when the show first started, right? Mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. Renee was talking about doing production line work, mm-hmm. and I spent years doing production line work, and at first it's awesome because you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're just happy to be drawing for a living, but then you
get paid for it, and it's getting published, and it's phenomenal. But then after a while, you realize like I'm actually just spinning my wheels, and I'm going nowheres.
After you realize they don't honestly give a shit about any of your ideas or give a shit about you, and like it sets in after a while.
Well, what you're doing is you're trading off security for like making your mark. You know what I'm saying?
Glory.
Well, you're not doing anything really substantial because it's not really going to carry your name, and you're not actually creating anything like an IP or anything like that that's going to follow you throughout your career.
Right.
But when you do realize that, then you start to freak out. You're like, oh my God, what was I doing? But the whole time while you're doing corporate work, you're actually learning, and you're you know, when I was doing corporate work, it was kind of a different situation because what I learned was no matter how much your employer or people who want to employ you like want to be friends with you, all they see is a paycheck walking around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know some people like that.
And
I still have a day job, and it's kind of corporate art, but it's something I do from home. And it's like they want to have like a company culture, and it's
they do all kinds of stuff. They want to take advantage of you, and all this is just.
It's like I like y'all, but like I know at the end of the day I'm just a keg in the machine, and like I can't pretend that's not true. So like this is what I put my heart into is comics. This is what we're doing here, and this is what I want to eventually do full time.
Exactly. But what I've heard everything, like, just do this for publicity, whatever, and like not handling my money right as far as getting paid and different things like that. So I eventually did was, it was the School of Hard Knocks. And what I've been doing is doing a series of videos called Artist Survival Tactics, where I go through all the shit that I had to go through so that you ain't got to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And telling people how to avoid it or get around. Like the latest thing is IDW coming out saying they're looking for IPs to add to their company. Like they want to be a creator-owned company, and it's just garbage.
I have an IP. Why would I give it to IDW in the age of the internet and crowdfunding? Like this is a whole general, not just in comics or not just even in entertainment, but old media is dying because of the internet, and they're scared and they're grasping at straws and trying to, honestly, they're in a lot of cases, they're, trying to take down new media and people going independent. But I love seeing people go independent. I think the less corporatized entertainment and information is, the better.
Yes.
There's no reason to go with a publisher now. There's none whatsoever. Like
we were on the outside looking in, like as a kid, right? On the outside looking in, like, oh, one of these days, maybe I'll work for Marvel, maybe I'll work for DC. And now we're looking over at them and we're just like, nah, I'm good.
They're stepping blocks.
Exactly. Absolutely. Like, there's no reason.
Let me work for Marvel, get a few Instagram followers and fuck off and do my own thing.
Well,
that's anyone worth their salt.
And that's fine. And that's fine when you have any creators do that to get a following to then follow them over into their indie books.
Absolutely.
You're saying
like I'm a huge fan of a lot of Jack Kirby's creations, but they've fucked those creations up so much that it's like I've already mourned the loss of all that stuff like years ago. And like that's a perfect example too. Like all these characters, like they're all corporate characters. So there's you know, like they go by the whim of the corporation on what the corporation's trying to sell you. So it's, you know, it's that's one of the main reasons why I love indie, is because indie is the heart and soul of comics. You know,
fuck yeah, it's fucking right.
Yeah, we were talking at the beginning of the stream also just about how we view the scene, and generally speaking, the way that, you know, I view the scene, and the way I think Preston views the scene, is that we're the next metal hurlant, you know, the next heavy metal,
I like
the next 2000 AD. You know,
well, in my opinion, like heavy metal was a true creator-owned company. I mean, they had no hooks whatsoever into any of your properties. Like they would just like, bring it here, we'll publish it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then the Action Lab thing happened. Have you all heard about that? That's like the most heinous. That's
the Action Lab implosion.
Yeah, where they're just like, hey,
so many implosions. Though.
You want to buy your IP back?
Yeah.
Here, $17,000. You can have your IP back, kid.
I will say, I haven't mentioned this publicly, but right before I launched Fiendish on Indiegogo, I actually had a small publisher offer me a very good deal, like a deal that was like more than a full year's average salary to buy Fiendish, and I turned it down because I was like, I need to be independent. And this isn't like a gloating thing, because I know people who were there, and it's actually really good people. A friend who offered this to me, they were trying to help, but they're not around anymore.
Yeah,
it didn't work out for them.
Yeah,
and this is happening to a lot of publishers, and like the small publishers, they're trying new things, but it's like people aren't really interested in going to publishers, and the big ones are struggling too.
Well, again, like Action Labs is supposedly a creator-owned company, but I like to bring up the James O'Barr situation. I mean, not James O'Barr, Matt Wagner situation with Grendel. Kamiko was a creator-owned company as well, but when they fucked up their finances and had to go into bankruptcy, so did Grendel. It went straight into bankruptcy court with them, and so did the Elementals and all these other creator-owned comics and IPs. Because there were certain clauses in their contracts that hooked the company into like their like if the comic got made into a movie or a television series or anything like that. And because of that got sucked into the bankruptcy court, and it took Matt Wagner decades to get his property back.
Yep. Yeah, which is terrible. Matt Wagner is one of our great creators, but even if this happened to somebody, you know, that's maybe not as talented, it's still wrong. And with Action Lab, it's just like, okay, well, if they're like creator owned, then why are people buying their IPs back? Or being offered to buy their IPs back?
Absolutely.
What's up with that?
Like even with Image, I considered going to Image as well, and it was always this weird conundrum of, well, Image was how you would do creator-owned before the internet age as well. And like for a few years when it like, you know, publishing on the internet wasn't as feasible, and so like Image was the place to go, and like they're still like, you know, it's pretty good in relationship to everything, but it's like I looked into it and I was like, wait a minute, unless I'm already famous and they know that my book's gonna make bank, then yeah, I own all the rights and they're not gonna boss me around and tell me how to create my work. But also I have to pay for the first print run, and I have to do my own advertising. So why am I going with this label for any reason other than to have that little I logo on my book?
That's the exact same spiel I got from Action Labs when we pushed Rockabilly Road Trip to them. And they basically told us all they're going to do is they're going to print the book and they're going to distribute the book. Everything else is up to us. Like we have to advertise it, we have to draw it. And here's the big thing about all of that is that they're going to get paid first.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? So anything that's left over,
like, doing what?
Exactly. Anything that's left over gets trickled down to the creator. And I was like, that's the worst deal I've ever heard.
You're literally
getting table scraps. I think artists are like, it's like people talk about, oh, you have to pay your artists your dues, and like don't treat people like, look what happened to Jack Kirby. And honestly, the people are still fucking over artists left and right to this day. Just never woke up to it. Like,
well, it's not just artists; it's also writers. I just put artists in a different category because we have to work. We literally have to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brian can write a page in a day, in an hour, where we have to pencil that page in what could be like 2 days.
I have no life.
Yeah, there's a reason why, like, somebody like Garth Ennis was able to put out like 3 comics in a month.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to, an artist, a month is barely enough time. And, and that's another thing I love about this scene too, is that it's work. I think eventually what we're getting closer and closer to is the French model. And that is, the book is done when it's done. And every page is gorgeous. It's not like, a couple are phoned in and there's an awesome page. And, you get just consistently absolutely gorgeous, beautiful hardcover books.
Yeah. The monthly model always also bothered me because it's like it's such a, I don't know, it's a personal preference because I'm a big manga fan, and like they have this assistant team and they can churn out like 10 pages a week, and or like it's more like 19 pages. They're crazy.
I love manga too.
But they have a whole team of people, and like the American model, I always thought like, okay, if it's just like one person or like 1 or 2 people, like inker, like penciler and inker, like a month is like, yeah, unless you just do really simple. And for most people, it's like barely enough time. And I was like, I always wanted to be able to spend longer and do a bigger book, but spend longer and like make sure everything is consistent and the book like reads really well, and like something like between the American model and the European model, and like so like that's what people are doing with any comics. Like take a few months on a book and then put it out, and it's a more well-rounded product. And I just think that that's more healthy for the artist, and you get better work. You're not just rushing.
No, I like that too. The only thing is here's the thing. Like, if you're going to run a campaign, honestly, in my humble opinion, I think you should do a book that's over like 52 pages. And it shouldn't leave off on a cliffhanger, or at least the main story shouldn't leave off on a cliffhanger, because, like Zaid said, like Phil from Zaid Comics, like it's going to take another year before you can get another book out. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Yeah. I mean, I've always thought the ideal would be quarterly, if we could get on that kind of a schedule. By the way, what up, Ollie?
Ollie, what's up? Yeah, you have some guys from 656 want to summon to Image. You can have them talk to me. I'll talk about it.
Oh, man. Stay away. And everybody go back to Cryptidnals. That should be a 40, 50K campaign. The fact that it's not
link in the chat
is an indication of a problem
so
in our scene.
They're just really good in general. Like they're
amazing.
Solid.
Yeah. Ollie is the colorist on
the worst
on New Six Gun
ever. No.
Well, damn.
Well, that's the thing. It's like
the easiest job ever, because they're all black and white books.
well, that's one of the things too, is that we talked about it and decided that he wasn't going to use an inker. So what Preston is doing, he's sort of fought inking with the pencils.
It's called tight pencils, is what it is.
Tight pencils? Okay.
Oh God,
I don't know that shit.
That's the style I'm really looking into, like kind of shifting towards that style. But I've been talking to Nick about it, and he's like, I think he's just like, every time I mention it, I could just see his head imploding. Like, how am I supposed to flat this? I can't color the traditional way. I'm just like, but I really want to do
also that's the thing. It's like if you're wondering like who am I going to get for the colorist? Ask your freaking artist. Because, you don't want them to...
I suggest Ollie to everybody, honestly.
Oh, damn.
Ollie's really, really good at
he is.
That is true. That is true. Ollie knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He definitely does. All those 656 Vatos.
Plus, he sends me nude pics.
Well,
does he? I didn't get any.
Whatever floats your boat.
What the hell, Ollie?
Yeah.
It's like you should send it to everyone.
Well, no, just at least if you're sending them to Preston, you should be sending them to me too.
That is true.
Nobody likes
the same team.
Right. Nobody likes
Well, Preston can share as well.
Nope.
So show your friendship. Oh, it has to be custom taken just for you.
Pay me. Pay me money, and maybe I'll send you the pics.
Well, damn, there you go. Zaid Studios. Hey,
what up, Zaid?
Hello. Apex Comics says time flies too fast to put out a quarterly book. Ideally, I would like quarterly. And honestly, I'm at the point where I like to, for Phoenix. I want to get like, I don't know how realistic this is, but I like an art assistant to. It's hard because I have to find somebody that can like match style and draws well enough and is fast, and it's like I have to be able to pay them. But ideally, it's like I want to do quarterly or tri-annual books, and with like a semi manga model. So it's about like colorists, but then like me and a couple of assistants and like a team like that. And I think like a book that's 50 to 70 pages is very doable on that schedule with that kind of team.
I thought about doing that too, but the problem is that I'm way too picky.
Yeah, same here. I'm like,
I love having control.
I know so many artists, and I'm like, who do I pick? That like I'm just like an assistant, as in like, well, draw the mountains and draw the trees, and mostly like background work.
Yeah, but I would be like, not like that. Don't do it like that. Do it right.
It's like I'm like, I try to be chill about like but it's like I just know I can't.
No, I can't either.
You have to be happy with it. That's
even with Ollie. Like,
no, Brian. I understand, but it's like, but when you're two artists working on the same page, your styles have to mesh together.
Oh, they have to.
It's more than like just working with the colors. It's like really hard to pick someone that can work with you.
Right.
Like that.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what I say. Like,
then they have to be open to criticism. Yeah.
Oh God, no, that's never gonna happen.
Well, that's the other thing. Always try to be easy to work with, so people want to work with you.
That's a very romantic dream.
I know. I've been super lucky. I've worked with like nothing but awesome people, except for like one guy, right? And that was like before any of us met. So usually the cool draws to it, the cool. And once you realize that people are about the project and not making it about themselves, it's everything goes great. And also it's like when I write a script, I write it full script style, but I always ask the artist to consider it like Marvel style, which is to say, if you've got a better idea of how this should be on the page, go with it, because that's why I hired you, is because you know what you're doing. And you hire the right people and you trust them to do a great job. And what can I say? Preston, he was. I was thrilled when he agreed to pick up the art duties from Adrian. Adrian did finish like I think the first pencils for like the first 8 pages or so. Preston in some places did his own thing, and other places took from what Adrian did, but then put like a little note, I think like PA after AS, that sort of a thing. It's just I'm really happy with how this book is turning out so far.
These pages look really good.
Oh, stop being kind.
Hannah, I mean, this right sucks. What is he doing? I can't read anything.
Actually, that panel.
It's not historically accurate.
Yeah. That panel right at the bottom right there. That's one of the panels that I took from Adrian's thumbnails, because this book, this was the last thing Adrian touched. So, it's so I tried to preserve as much of the artwork that he did originally as possible.
That's lovely. I love seeing clever panel work, and it's hard to do it right, because like a lot of comic artists starting out, they try to do it, but they don't know how to do it without like fucking up the reading order. But this is well done, like breaking the panel borders and like the whole falling away panels, and down here is
none of that
line breaking over, and it's hard to do that the right way. You can't just break the panel border left and right everywhere, but like this is right.
And that's not in my script. In the Kill Journal, I've got a story that's in that, and Maxime Diallo is the guy who did the artwork for that. In the very last panel, you see this character, and his shadow is a dog. Right? You'll understand it once you read the story. That was not in my script. He just put that there, and it makes the story.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
that page is wrong, Brian. You got to take that. No, I'm being serious.
No,
like,
I know. A lot of these aren't completely finished. Like he's got to be bleeding up there.
No, I'm talking about the coloring on that one. Like,
right.
Fucking what's his name? Updated that page. That's the old page that you put up.
Are you coloring this as well?
No, I'm not.
That's Ollie.
Yeah, that's Oliver. Oliver.
Ollie, where are you? Come on, you have the link.
Yeah, seriously, brother. And has 656 been on Fraggy yet?
I don't know.
Because Ray has to tell the story of the third toilet. That's like the best story ever.
Do you still do work for Marvel, or do you are you completely out of it?
Oh, me? No. I don't do work for Marvel. No, I don't think they would work with me with the people I hang out with now. Anyway.
Yeah,
you're contaminated now since you've been with us.
Oh no, it's guilt by association.
Well,
I don't even know guilt. But what guilt for? What? Just like doing indie comics?
Well, here's the thing: we're white supremacists, but we're the new white supremacists.
Right.
We love Asian people. We love Native American people. Yeah, exactly. We've got black white supremacists. We're inclusive.
Yeah. So inclusive.
So retarded, man.
It's logical consistency right there.
Anybody who does 5 minutes of research is going to find out that the mainstream narrative on us is bullshit, but they're not going to do that 5 minutes of research.
Yeah.
Well, if they got a wiki.
Trust everything you see on Wikipedia, right?
Of course. The man won't. That's we can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Not yet.
It's comical. That stuff's just annoying, and especially when it's like there are crazy people on Twitter. But hey, that's what mute button's for, and what we should be doing is just focusing on creating more comics, because that's what's important. Doesn't matter what they say. They say it out of fear, I think, because it's a challenge to their power. They used to have a monopoly. So if we believe in going independent and we believe in these stories that we're telling, which we do, then if you let them bother you and people are lying about you and let it get to you, then you're letting them win in a way. And I know it's hard because it's happened to me before, but seriously, fuck it. There are good people here, and that's what's important. Surround yourself with good people that support indie comics and won't judge you for saying one wrong word or having a friend they don't like. That's so childish.
Or being a fan of Chappelle.
Or being a fan of Chappelle. God forbid. Wow.
I'm hoping this is going to be the death knell. I remember when political correctness died at the end of the 90s. It was because of South Park. That was like the official death knell. Ding ding. Okay. I thought that this woke culture, cancel culture, SJW culture, I was thinking okay, we're going to have to endure maybe another 3 years of this shit. I'm thinking this might, this move by Chappelle might be the beginning of the end. So,
I think...
Fingers crossed.
I think what he's doing, the way he's standing up to them too, that is that gives a lot of hope to people, and it's strengthening other people. Because a lot of people dislike this censorship, but they don't know how to push back, or they're scared. And with Chappelle, and he's not. You can't say about him oh my god, he's a white supremacist, or he's just some
they try.
Conservative. He's a homophobe. He's a transphobe.
But
because
anybody with two brain cells to rub together who actually watch the fucking special and listen to that story,
gonna watch it, though.
It's
they're not going to watch it.
Yeah, but you know what happened was. They really pissed him off, causing his buddy to kill herself. So.
Yeah. And he knows he's speaking truth to they're the people punching down, and he's the one speaking truth to power. Anybody who's a normal, logical person can see that.
Yeah. And if I was Chappelle, I'd do the same thing. I'd take off the gloves and it'd be okay, ding, 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 motherfucker. Let's get
absolutely.
He's the perfect person for it. Humor is the way to go. Acting all offended and yell no, just humor. And make good shit.
Once again, with South Park, at that point, I think even the most politically correct people were feeling sort of suffocated. Do you know what I'm saying? And they were happy to be able to laugh again. It was okay to laugh again. And so, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping this is what it is. But anybody who watches that special, if you haven't, do. It's funny as heck. It's actually touching.
Yeah, I thought it was a fucking beautiful story.
It was
like more than anything. Like he's always funny just because he's
funny. The trans community.
Yeah,
so like but love for those people.
Yeah, that's what I took away from it. It was like a beautiful fucking story about his friend who was bullied, but like he loved his friend so much, and it showed through. And I don't know. I think people need to kind of keep an open mind and. Before they
good luck with
join.
That.
Yeah, I know. Join, like, I don't know. That's not going to work, right? Because
2021.
So people, I think most people are like chill, right? But it's a small minority that join these mobs, and but I think I've come to understand that in a way, it's. I don't know, maybe this is like condescending, but I feel like why would you do that if you have something else going for your life? You have something else to focus on. So really, I think don't let it get to you.
Well, I think that's absolutely the way to look at them. But let's face it, once they realized that they could destroy people's lives, they realized that they had all this power. And human beings, you give them a teeny little bit of power, they turn into Mussolini.
Yeah, but what happened was
to a vigilante mob, and guess what? They lynched Dave Chappelle's friend, basically.
Yeah, but actually, that's exactly what they did. But this is something people don't realize. Like, this is also driven by the government and corporations.
Yes, it is.
Like, they're making tons of money off of this shit right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
and it's also good. It's divide and conquer.
It's they've been playing a long game, and if you guys haven't seen people who academically do research about social like ideological trends and stuff, like James Lindsay is a very good person to follow on this, and also Britt Weinstein and Heather Haying. Like they can break this down way better than I ever could because they understand the science and the philosophical roots of all this. Joe Rogan's like the everyman, right? I think he's like he's so fucking popular because he's an everyman and he represents the regular American and he can speak to fucking everybody. Right. So I look at what's popular and that's how I have hope. Because look at what's popular and look at what the regular person thinks. Right. It's not this censorious bullshit.
Right. Like Jimmy Dore is getting mad crazy. Hits.
Yeah, he's great too.
And thank goodness we also have somebody like Chris Hedges. I think he's like really the most sane voice in this era. And Matt Taibbi, he's also legit. And that's the thing. It's like I'm so happy that there are guys on the left who aren't like maniacs, because like all my Democrat friends, it's like Trump broke their brains.
Well, people think liberals are SJWs, but the liberals don't claim SJWs. Like they don't.
I'm not with those people.
That annoys me, but I don't want to get too into politics.
No, I know.
But really, it's about the point is this is what we're fucking about. It's about free speech, and
that's it.
I'm not from America. I know I don't sound like it, but I'm not. And I moved here because there was a certain kind of spirit that this country embodied. And I grew up reading American books, and I knew, I liked this kind of, the basis, the ideological basis of, freedom and live and let live. And, people who grew up with it don't understand how precious free speech is. Because where I grew up, I was staring down at the actual authoritarian government who is still looking to blow my homeland up.
Where did you grow up at?
I'm from Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so, that's what we're fighting to preserve. And I think most people know that. And that's what we're here for.
Taiwan was really bad.
Taiwan was really was bad.
Right now, it's a scary time. Yeah, it's a scary time. And also you lived in Singapore for a while.
No, I didn't.
Right? You didn't? Oh, okay.
I've been there a bunch of times. I didn't live there.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Things are again.
Well,
things are kind of dicey right now. But
that's another thing that I love about this scene is that it's international, right? One of my favorite moments was when Rob Muerto, who does Tales from the Classroom, which I'm going to be doing a backup story in at some point. He says probably about Principal Kong. Now that I'm the monkey guy. But Well, I'm sorry. What was my original point?
We're going international, and you're talking about international people.
Oh yeah, Roberto. Okay, so Roberto is sorry. I'm ADD as fuck today.
It's cool.
He was on with why am I forgetting his name? Oh, the other Brazilian dude. He does this Doctor Strange style book.
Dude, it's fine.
Right? No, because Stefani Rene.
Okay.
Right? Amazing artist. Amazing, awesome looking book. But he couldn't speak English, right? Mm-hmm. So Rob Muerto was translating from Portuguese into English for him. And I just that was just a moment I thought, this is awesome. Right? It's like we're connecting with people that don't even speak the language.
No, because people want to create all over the world. Yeah. Again, this is an internet-based
borders, man.
I want to.
The thing is cultural appropriation. There's cultural appreciation.
I want to let people know that Ollie's here, and I'll be translating for him.
By the way, hi Ollie. We've just been going on and on. He's been there for 10 minutes.
Muchas gracias, Preston. ¿Cómo están?
Preston, he said, "Hey, Preston, how's it going? You look beautiful today."
How's it going, everybody?
He said,
hello.
He said, "Hello," is what he said.
Ollie, did you guys go on Fraggy yet?
Yes, last week, I think.
Really? Damn, I missed it. Did Ray tell the third toilet story?
No, he didn't.
Damn it.
I need to know about the story.
Oh, well, I was hoping they would. I'm sure Ray is sick of hearing it now. I'm sick of telling it. Yeah, but it's like one of the funniest things. I don't know why.
It's a how to go to jail or something like that.
Yeah. Already, if you're in LA and you get locked up, you might find the information useful.
Oh boy.
Oh, I know you've been drinking when you're showing off that Viking mug.
Oh, dang. How do you know? Yeah, this is my booze mug. So, only for booze. It's cool. It's cool. I'm in a festive mood because I'm here with such good people.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
And the chat. Oh, no.
Except
thank you for
Preston.
coming here.
Very much.
Whatever.
Hi.
Fucker.
Pops is here.
Oh, what up, Pops?
Hey, Pops.
Much love, Pops.
So these, what are?
There's the figurine.
Oh yeah, the figurine.
Yeah, which a lot of people don't know about. Two things people ask me for the most at conventions was a trade paperback and a figurine.
And the figurine is anatomically correct. So.
Well, yeah.
Let everybody know that.
It's a figure of Preston.
No, well,
how dare you? You call me a monkey.
This is.
How goes it?
Whatever sells the book, right?
Well,
I'll allow you to plug your OnlyFans at the end.
Yeah, man. Make a little. Preston, seriously, dude, you can make a little extra income that way, just shaking your booty on TikTok or something like that.
Nobody's gonna pay for my booty.
No,
it'd be
like you in Speedos.
No, it would just be the penis. They want.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. It's entirely.
This is going to turn into a whole different show.
I know. I was like, are we in comics? So, the comic on the screen, everyone.
Yes.
If you want OnlyFans for anybody on this panel except for me, you can talk to them individually.
Yeah, check out my TikTok.
Oh,
I don't even know what TikTok even is, really.
I can't even. All right, let's comics.
Yes.
What is it? This is a different art style. This is so painterly.
This is the trade paperback.
Oh, okay.
These are the previous issues. Because here's the thing, a lot of people are going to be new coming in, right? Because this is issue 8, right?
That's,
So if you're brand new, am I going to sell issue 8 without making issues 1 through 7 available? Hell no. So you got two options. You can get them individually, the floppies, all 7. Well, now it's also going to be 8. You get all floppies, or you can get the trade paperback, which has issues 1 through 6 with a brand spanking new cover by none other than Vincent Tartamello.
Vinny.
Yeah.
I was like, who's Vincent? Vincent.
I was trying to make him sound distinguished, which he's not in the least. But no, I love
no, you see this girl. I watched him draw this. He was showing me as he was working on. This is him, right? This is a variant cover. Yeah.
Well, because I figured because I wasn't going to make the trade paperback available because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'll just wait for the omnibus edition." Bitch, you're not getting the omnibus edition unless I can fund the rest of the series. So you gotta buy the damn floppies, right? And but people were like really asking for it, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna put it out there, I should add something new. And so he did this cover, and it is beautiful and stunning, and you can get issues. So you can get the full 6-Gun Gorilla story all the way up to this current issue. You can get all the floppies for like $100, and the trade paperback I think is $35.
Okay,
that's not bad.
$100. Yeah, that's pretty good for like six issues.
Six issues. Yeah, 6 issues.
How many pages is the trade paper?
Pages. 148.
148.
Yeah.
Nice. Thick.
Yeah.
Yes. I like it thick. Yeah. We like it thick here.
Well, some of the guys on OnlyFans.
That's true.
Homeboy.
Thickness all around is good.
Homeboy's all about the thick bouquet. The reaction that I got that I've gotten to this book has been amazing because
it's amazing.
Well, when you do something like this and you put your heart and soul into it, and I don't do anything unless I'm passionate about it and can really be there.
Hold on, Chimera, how dare you? Ragna is it's I already said I was gonna give her bigger thighs. Like, oh my gosh. It's like unless I have a character that looks like I don't know, Kim Kardashian, you're not gonna be happy. She's like basically like Kim, but even bustier. Ragna's my character. She's gonna be prominently in chapter 2 of Fiendish. Yeah. How dare you?
How many pages is
back to the black and white edition?
Yay, thank you.
I'm all about the black and white.
It's what?
Preston.
Huh? Oh, how many pages is Fiendish?
Chapter 1 is 50 story pages. The book is thicker because I threw in a bunch of extra content. Chapter 2 is it's like 74 pages now. It's huge. I'm planning on making all the further chapters like gigantic, but yeah. So.
Oh, you can also get both covers. I forgot to mention. You can get the one by Adrian and the one by Preston. Both, and I knock $5 off the price.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah. Let me see. Have over here this one.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah. Oh, that's a wraparound cover too.
Oh yeah, it is, and it's also that's also a poster. I'm sorry, can you go back up to that?
Fuck my life.
I mean, you're not my monkey or anything, but
like, buy everything.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah. So this is a wraparound cover. This isn't the full image. It's actually this is sort of cropped a little. Okay. This what can I say? People were just like, "Can I get that as a poster?" Well, yeah. Now you can get it for a poster for $20.
Hell yeah! They make it a poster, but print it on. Do like canvas posters.
How big is the poster, Brian?
It's the standard length. It's like what 11 by 17, I think. It's whatever the standard poster size is. Because I remember I was asking people like, "What's the standard poster size?"
Well, standard is 24 by 36.
Yeah, it depends on if you're talking about movie posters or prints.
Yeah.
Like usually prints for conventions is like 11 by 17, but movie posters are bigger.
Right. But yeah, you're going to get a nice poster.
Nice.
I promise you that.
Yes,
you're going to get a nice big poster.
It's a nice poster.
Yes.
You're going to get a nice big one.
This belongs on the inside of your super van. Okay. Yeah. So when you're like, doing bong hits back there, drinking beers and partying, you have this to look at under the black
None of us have anything like that.
With all your victims.
Yeah,
Henry
that's
Lucas sold his tool and we took homeroom together.
Posted in your van, your van with no windows as you drive around with people.
No, I was thinking about like one of those groovy like 70s like super vans. They're basically like discos on wheels.
Oh, sure, that's what you're talking about.
Oh, my brother's like
the one the Son of Sam used.
Starting to go. Yeah, my second monitor is like up there, so it's either this or this for me.
Do you do everything traditional, or you do some things? Do you do everything digital, or you do some things traditional for Fiendish?
Oh, I was like, are you talking to me? I do some things for Fiendish. It's all digital so far.
Okay.
It's just it's much more convenient for me.
Ooh, I got another backer. We just cracked 11.
Nice.
We just cracked 11K. Hell to the yeah!
Come on, everyone! You know you want this. Look at this.
You
are gonna get your dollars worth.
You don't want to miss out on this. This is a tried and proven campaign. 7 books. Don't you want this? You're gonna get a product. You know it's gonna look good. Come on, everyone, get in on this now.
I wish, you know what, if it weren't for the fact, thank you so much, Rini. She goes on these like really like perfect rants that are very like sampleable.
Oh yeah, it's because my thoughts only come in like short,
staccato bursts.
Yeah, so I have to like get it all out before I'm just like, where am I? Anyhow.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I can honestly say this is a great comic. You can honestly say that you're going to enjoy it. You're going to go in expecting, a book about a gorilla blowing gigantic holes in people with gigantic guns. You're going to get that, but you're also going to get something else that you didn't expect. Everybody who's read this, I've had so many people say it's not what you think it is, right? Like Ethan actually. EVS was like, it's not what you think it is. Like it's about God. That's how he was interpreting it, right? I never tell people what my work is about because I don't think the artist should talk about that, right? I think always leave that ambiguous and leave it up to the viewer. Trust the tale, not the teller. And the reviews, Cecil also very big fan, loves this book. And one of my literary heroes, Jorah Lansdale, loves this book and gave me a beautiful quote to put on the front of the trade paperback. Because here's the thing: when you do something, especially when it's something as wacky as this, you don't know if people are going to connect with it, and like people have really connected with it, and that's you can't ask for more than that, Because of course, we're trying. We would love to make money. We would love to be able to make a living doing this stuff. But first and foremost, it's about glory, right? Glory and touching a soul. And if you can touch a soul, and evidently this book actually has. That's an achievement that I can be proud of.
Plus, you can also play the "Where's the Penis" game because I hit penises all over this book. It's great.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any girly penis yet. Not that I was looking. I think
was that perfect?
Like humans, but...
Now, was that a perfect follow-up to Brian's beautiful speech?
Yeah, it was like I'm here to like just draw something create something from the heart, and that's what I wrote, and like I wanna touch some souls, and Preston's like, there's a penis.
Thank God. Thank God.
That rifle's a penis.
I mean, that helps sell the book too. Buy this book, everybody. A beautiful, heartfelt story and
penis.
Phallic appendages. I mean, who doesn't like that? Though? That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of so. It's sort of like Where's Waldo, but with penises.
That's fucking hilarious. I thought you said like the figurine was anatomic correct. I've seen it before. I didn't notice. I'm like looking at this. It's
Why
not.
are people so hung up on gorilla's genitalia?
I wasn't until Preston brought it up. But like,
you just needed it.
Like, does the hair just cover it? Like, I need answers now.
But some people do that. They're like, where are his genitals? I'm like, have you ever seen a gorilla's genitals while watching like nature programs?
Well, they're like hairy all over. But like, I guess I also haven't seen a gorilla stand upright and like spread their legs and hold two guns. So
hold on, I'm on Google right now.
I was like, some might dangle out if they're in that position.
That's why he wears the poncho. It's covering it.
It's not.
The poncho's
it's not that low.
Well, in issue 9, he's going to be butt naked. He's going to be butt naked in issue 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm like thirsting for it. I'm just saying this to see something that you're
Brian, is that going to be a stretch goal? A naked gorilla?
The X-rated cover.
Hey,
I feel like those artists that draw like furry art, but you're just going to be doing gorillas.
Oh man,
you don't want to piss off the furry community.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I love furries.
He was fetish to me. I don't know why everybody like hates them. Like they always just seem kind of.
No, we don't hate them. We love and embrace them, Brian. Isn't that right?
Brian ifs on a regular basis.
No, it's just one of those things. Like I really don't get that, but
yeah, I don't either.
Right, but they seem harmless.
Yes.
But yeah, I was on somebody else's stream. I'm not going to say who, but
we need names.
I'm getting
names.
The stream is going great. The stream is going great. I'm making bank. I'm making sales.
Oh shit!
As the stream is going, I'm like, oh hell yeah! You know what happens?
What?
Penis.
The guy goes, "Well, it looks like a furry book to me." Refund, 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 refund.
God damn!
I know.
Also, just because you have like it's not even like an anthropomorphic character, like
no,
Black
it's a gorilla.
Sad. Like it's an actual, it's just a fucking gorilla.
It's a fucking gorilla, and and here's the other thing too. They're technically wrong also because gorillas don't have fur; they have hair. So if anything, this would be a hairy book.
Right. You should have answered with that.
For bears, I guess. The guys are into like bears.
I don't know. I say you're just not on the right channel because on another channel you would have like doubled your backers if someone said that. So, Hey,
there's an idea. There's a marketing a concept.
I say embrace it.
Oh well, if it'll sell books.
Exactly.
Sell those books, boy.
Yeah, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. I'm always trying to get this boy on more streams with me, but of course he's always off somewhere else making awesome art.
Tattoos
now.
People.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Awful.
It's one of those annoying people that can do every single type of art and excel at it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'd tell you to get out of here if I didn't really like your work.
Oh, dude. Can you imagine like what it was like hanging around with somebody like Da Vinci?
Oh, fucking painful. Like a literal genius, not just like, oh, you can like draw and you can end inventing shit. Like, no, like fucking arithmetic, inventing stuff like mechanics,
inventing
and, like,
parachutes, hang gliders, even submarines.
It's like Elon Musk, but also like Picasso.
Yeah,
all at once.
One of those people that comes around like literally like once a century, if you're lucky,
Yeah, you think about like, I don't know how often that kind of genius exists. You know what? I found out a really interesting thing is something like, I might be wrong, don't quote me on this, but something like 7% because population growth has been so exponential over the last like 1 century. So 7% of all human beings who have ever existed throughout all history are alive right now. And that's a huge fucking number when you consider how long we've been around. So if you think about like why do things advance so much more quickly now than they used to? It's like every 3 years, it's like technology is revolutionized, like our phones and shit.
So it wasn't the aliens?
It was aliens, man.
It wasn't Roswell.
Like the Kree like fucked with like caveman DNA, and that's us.
Yeah, we were just apes, and then they spliced our chromosomes, and then like the jumps in evolution. They're gonna come back and harvest us one day. Man.
You know, I've actually been reading a lot. I've
seen that shit, dude. I know what
I've actually been reading a lot about anthropology. There's this wonderful book by Philip Jose Farmer called Tarzan, a definitive biography, where it's like a fake biography of Tarzan if Tarzan were actually a real person.
Ooh.
And he goes into, Farmer was amazing. He was also a not just a great science fiction fantasy author, but also a linguist. And he really goes into, Anthropithecus and, our evolutionary ladder. Right?
Australopithecus.
Like we're Homo sapiens, and I think right behind us is Homo erectus. Australopithecus, I think, is further down.
I don't know if Australopithecus and Homo erectus are the same, directly related, but because it's a huge mess. It's like a tree trunk, everything branches off, and like the branches cut off. So, but I do think Homo erectus is a direct ancestor of us, both us and Neanderthals, and a bunch of the other. There used to be like so many different human species.
I know.
I think that's so wild. It's like,
hobbits?
why are we the only? Yeah, there were pygmy people, but
they had like heads the size of grapefruit.
Yeah, but they're like 4 feet tall or something, but they are Homo sapiens, and people don't understand. Okay, we are Homo sapiens. Neanderthals are Homo sapiens. They're just a different breed. It's like dog breeds, but we're the same exact species. They're human. They're not like these cave-dwelling people who couldn't talk. Like, they're fucking intelligent human beings.
We know that they believed in an afterlife because they found in their graves fossilized pollen, which means they buried their dead, and they buried them with flowers. Yeah, and they had like, there hasn't been as much Neanderthal art found, but they had rudimentary art and definitely tool use, and they buried their dead. So these weren't idiots. And also, like, we fucked them a lot. So that,
Brian does exhibit characteristics of a Neanderthal.
Oh boy,
I do. I'm like,
but isn't it like Europeans have a lot of Neanderthals?
Like he's got a innie like a gorilla when it comes to his penis. Like that's...
I'm a grower, not a shower. Okay. I'm a grower, not a shower. If I'm on the nude beach, I gotta fluff myself up a little. You know what I'm saying?
That's so very a bad visual. Bad visual.
Oh, how did we get here?
You have to go and make it weird. That's my job.
It's competition.
But a lot. But some people now think that the Neanderthals, that we didn't actually wipe them out, that we actually sort of assimilated them. Yeah. And that there is Neanderthal DNA in some of us. Yeah. And I think it's probably a mix. Like there was some warfare, but there's so much Neanderthal DNA, like up to like 4% in a lot of populations. Really? That it's it's like 3% to 4% Neanderthal DNA in certain people. And that's awesome. So it's like they just lived on. We just like mixed with them a bit. Yeah, which is beautiful because that means that they didn't completely die off. They just
Well, it also means that we were a very horny race.
I mean, like
species.
Isn't that kind of a given? Like the human history, just like what can we fuck?
If we can't eat it, then maybe we can fuck it.
Can we eat it? Can we kill it? Can I take it?
Well, it would be cooler if we were like bonobos, you know? And,
oh my god! I mean, they're a little much though.
Yeah, no, they are. They are. You know what I mean? It's boy. It's like, okay, you know what? It's like you're having like a legal dispute or something. It's like, okay, all right, we'll settle this. Let me just go down on you.
We'll have a fuck off.
Oh my god. Yeah, we have a lot. Like, a lot more than 8 billion people if that's how we function.
Well, you know, I made that little satire piece of Six Gun Gorilla and the Simian 6.
The Homo sapiens penis was superior to Ray Rahu. Sorry, continue.
No, that's okay. Because Mo Big started this thing in Bancroft's chat of AR-15 orangutan, and that shit just took off and got like a life of its own, right? And so I created this little piece, and like one of the Simian 6, there's minigun mandrill, grenade launcher gibbon, AR-15 orangutan, of course, chainsaw chimpanzee. He's the wild card of the group. And also Buckshot Bonobo. And Buckshot Bonobo is, his problem is that he always wants to resolve everything with sex. So if they have to infiltrate, if they need to infiltrate, right, do some commando shit and sneak into the villain's lair and there's guards and everything, but Buckshot Bonobo will be like, okay, I'm just gonna go up to them and just give them some oral, and everything should be cool. We should be able to just walk in the front door.
My God, this needs to be like a team. Make it a team book. Please do a superhero team up book where it's there's 6 girls I'm gonna shoot my way out of this, and then Bonobo's just in there with a giant cock, and it's I will fuck our way to victory, my friends.
Yeah,
he's gonna shoot his way out.
That's why the 12 gauge. That's why the 12 gauge, sort of 12 gauge, is his weapon, is because he's so not into violence. That's a weapon he could use where he could just point and turn his head and squeeze the trigger.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he's he's a bit of a pain in the ass.
Brilliant. I want to see it.
But yeah,
see, this is what we're about. Creativity. There's so much creativity.
There's gonna be an AR-15 orangutan book, and I think Bancroft's chat are gonna be the ones that are gonna write it. At least they're the ones that should write it. I volunteered to plot it, but it probably if they want to make it their own thing, that's all cool. But
I love this. I love this meme of just gorillas with weapons or apes in general.
Apes.
It's awesome.
I
just worked on a show that was this is kind of serendipitous. I was working on it was the last thing I did for Marvel, but it was for animation, and it was actually good. So this is something that I actually endorse. Is a Hit Monkey TV show.
Oh, really?
Hit
Monkey with guns. Yeah. That was actually pretty good. So now I'm here. Monkey with guns.
I will definitely check that out. Well, I forget who it was. It was a guy at DC, Alfie Schwartz or something like that. Anyway, but he said that he noticed that their sales figures would spike if there was a gorilla on the cover.
Huh.
And they started throwing gorillas on the covers of every issue. So Superman would be wrestling a gorilla. Maybe that's probably how Gorilla Grodd ended up becoming one of the most iconic Flash villains.
I need to try this.
What?
Maybe my character should have a pet gorilla instead of a pet tiger. Maybe this is the power of Harambe compels you.
Big salt for Harambe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. People really love that. That's fucking awesome. Gorilla.
Well, I grew up this is sort of a combination of my love for monkey movies. I used to call them as a kid, the original King Kong. That was a very important movie to me when I was a little boy. I even like that remake in '77, even though it's shite. At least it's got an amazing John Barry soundtrack and everything. Mighty Joe Young, Planet of the Apes, all that stuff. So there was a lot of gorilla and ape stuff around when I was coming up. Mm-hmm. And of course, Westerns were always on television at that time. And I fell in love with that genre, especially the Italian ones. The ones, the so-called spaghetti westerns, the Sergio Leone movies, the Horus trilogy, and all that stuff. And this is basically those two genres tossed into a blender. But if there is a little secret about this book, I'm shocked at how few people have gotten it. Only one person I know of actually got it, and that is that basically this is Tarzan in reverse. So instead of a human that's being raised in the jungle by apes, it's an ape that's being raised in human civilization by humans in the old West.
But I think that.
And that's my dream project would be Six Gun Gorilla versus Tarzan. Inclusive.
Oh, that would be so great. Though I think it's a little hard to get. If it was like you need the love interest for people to be like Tarzan. So you're like
you should have
a lady gorilla be like, come back to join the wild gorillas. Then people will be like, ooh.
You should
go
have
back to Africa to find out who he is.
Yeah.
You should have Six Gun Gorilla banging Jane.
Oh,
that's
Joe
you
Lansdale.
can always do fan art of
Joe Lansdale
offer it here.
Did this book called Joe Lansdale did this book called The Ape Man's Brother, and it's basically about like Cheetah taking Tarzan's woman from him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He went there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Joe Lansdale. Part of him is like he actually got the like he was the author that they picked to finish an unfinished Tarzan story, like a fragment that was left behind by Edgar Rice Burroughs, right? Highest possible honor, and then he goes and writes that shit.
Oh, that's so great. It's like, oh, I'm getting too tired of being all serious.
Holy shit, Mark!
Oh yeah, he has a naughty side.
Mark Sunga brings up Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. That's a really cool show that was on way back in the day.
I forgot about that.
It was Star Trek with monkeys.
Huh.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That shit's got to be on YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo and a foreigner, so I don't know that one.
Whatever.
Dirty
You got to grow up with like awesome anime.
Yeah, I know a shit ton of anime. I don't know any old shows. I mean, some the American kids still got some anime, but what I didn't have was. That's what I hear. It was like a struggle to watch it, and in Taiwan, is all we got was manga and anime. So,
so you don't feel culturally deprived.
It was pretty good. Well, I don't, but it's just like when you're talking to Americans, they're like, "You don't know this? What?"
Well, that's ignorant. You know, that's a stupid attitude to take to people. You can be surprised if somebody doesn't know about something, right? Like, I know this girl that's like an escapee from like the Hasidic community. She doesn't know. She was like, "Who's James Bond? What's Star Wars?" Right?
That is pretty amazing though. If you grew up in America,
right. So it's not like, you know, and she would feel stupid. I was like, you know, honey, don't feel stupid. That's
it's not because they're stupid. You grew up with different things.
Yeah.
So you're
different shit.
You don't look Taiwan like Taiwanese. Like, are you American that was raised in Taiwan or something like that? Or
you would be Eurasian, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'm mixed. So my mom is like full Taiwanese. My dad's from New York, but I was raised in Taiwan.
Oh man, Eurasian people, I think probably age better.
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have been told I look a lot younger than my age, so I hope it stays this way.
Yeah. No, that's a very age-friendly combo.
That would be great. I can only hope.
Yeah. Well, I'm always happy when people try to guess my age and they're like 40. I'm like
60,
45.
Dang.
But I think my generation.
Yeah, you don't look your age either.
Yeah, I think my age isn't aging like the previous generation. You know, because I'm looking at like the only people that I see from my generation that are like aging like in a really bad way are people that have been like just like abusing their bodies. You know, partying too hard, smoking, drinking, and all that stuff. They're just not taking care of themselves. Yeah,
if you take care of yourself and in the modern age, it's like we're not out in the sun. That honestly, the sun does so much damage to your skin.
It does.
That's a huge bit of it. So if you take care of it, eat well. Yeah, if you like stay inside and don't go out like a vampire like me, then your skin will stay great. So
yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. It was my goth years that like, you know.
There you go. Me. Perfect. Isn't that's so wild though. Young forever. I'm gonna just stay on this page. I love this page.
I know, I do too. It's wicked badass, and there's gonna be some wicked badassery in this issue. And when you find out what the Cemetery Without Crosses is, because every title for every issue is taken from the title of an Italian Western.
Ooh,
and
cool.
when for this issue, I was just like, oh my God, Cemetery Without Crosses, because there is one in this. And when you find out what that is, it will fuck you up.
Okay.
Like if you think that this character has been like put through the meat grinder, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, it's I hope it's gonna be like
gorilla.
This issue is very emotional. This issue is very emotional.
Don't hit gorilla.
But it's also fun. I don't want to make it sound like it's
also fun.
It's so heavy.
Oh my God.
It's not what you
Don't lose
expect.
the audience, Brian.
It's so heavy. It's like, but it's fun.
Don't lose
Brian has a
the
problem
audience,
committing.
Brian.
No, I'm not good about pitching like my own shit. I'm much better at pitching other people's stuff. Like I could like for the Cryptiddles, I've been shilling like crazy.
Yes, chill for it, please.
Yeah, and seriously, because I'm just like, this is bullshit. This book should be doing way better than this.
Yeah.
Right. But when it comes to like pimping my own stuff, I'm a little bit better. I've learned to accept compliments. That's been really difficult for me. But all my life, I've had friends go, Brian, take a compliment. Like, okay, all right. And I think what you're seeing with a lot of us is it's we're not going to become arrogant. We don't have arrogance in us. I don't hang out with people that do. And
you see me making $1 million.
I don't know. I'm plenty arrogant.
But
I'm an arrogant bastard.
We're becoming more confident.
You're not arrogant.
Well, what I've noticed with creators, and I don't know about like writers, but with artists especially, it's like they'll be like, "Oh, I'm the hottest shit ever. This is so perfect. I'm fucking Michelangelo." And the next minute, literally, it's like, "Oh, I wasted my life. I suck. I need pills."
That's
like,
true.
It's like
pills are great.
0 or 100.
Can we stop talking about pills?
Yeah. I mean, this stream has we've gone past penises. I don't know what can be off topic
now. We're into over-the-counter narcotics.
Penis pills.
Actually, like what my YouTube strike goes for. I'm all open to talk about it. The problem is YouTube.
Yeah.
Feel free to just use like different
TMI
terms.
Bullshit. People need to chillax. Need to chillax big time.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
I have also been working on the making the 6-gun minis.
How is it? How is that going, Brian?
It's frustrating.
I need an update. How are the molds? How is that going?
It's getting. Here's the thing. I'm frustrated, but each time the results are better.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm going somewhere. For instance, I wasn't able to get the gun for the longest time, and now the gun looks here. It's all blurry, but the gun came out perfect because I put like a little toothpick. I glued a toothpick to the
little.
To the top.
What is that?
Yeah. So I'm learning as I'm going, and one of the things that's it's been frustrating. So I can't say it's necessarily been fun. But once I got this shit down, there's no reason why we all can't have these.
Yeah,
and
that would be awesome.
Once I got to figure it out, I'm sharing that shit. I'm sharing that knowledge, and then we can all do the same thing.
Wouldn't it be better if the model was in pieces, Brian, and just molds out of it?
Yes, yeah. Because like you see this part right here, for instance. That ripped out a piece of the mold. These were attempts. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, there's no way I'm doing it like with both of the arms, but I think I could put that arm in there. If I had done this without the hat, it probably would have turned out.
The hat looks like it would be trouble
because there's too much detail in that figure, man. And for a single mold, I mean,
Adam Lawson hooked me up. George Peter Gatsis, the infamous Blue Muppet, he did the original design and the pose and everything. And then Adam looked at it and he was like, "That's not good enough." And it was.
I can't be demonetized. I'm not even monetized yet. Hey, go watch some of my old videos, everybody. Help a girl out. I need to watch hours.
Like, subscribe, click the bell.
Yes.
But Adam Lawson hooked me up, because he's also like a tabletop guy, tabletop miniature gamer guy, and so he hooked me up with a friend of his that made like a much more detailed sculpt. Well, you can see it on the page too. Like that's the picture that's on the website is the prototype.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
It's really difficult to get monetized, isn't it?
Like, like everyone struggles with one or the other. Some people have the watch hours, but not the.
How many subs do you have right now?
I have the subs. You need 1,000 subs. I have over 1,000. I don't have the watch hours. The watch hours are ridiculous. So you need 4,000. My ass. 4,000 watch hours.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think Ollie was asking like, how many of these do I have finished? I don't have any of these finished. I will soon.
Brian, enough about
once I have a good mold for each one, for each piece, then I can start putting these together. And haven't perfected it yet, but once I do,
that's
no
awesome,
reason we can't be Doc Salem minis, Fiendish minis, Cryptinals minis.
Like,
yes. Don't play with my emotions like that.
This mini is. I can't wait to get this though. This look like the prototype you put on here. I was like, I want that because
that'll hook me up, right?
Because like with like D&D and everything, like minis. I haven't had the space but I finally have the space now. And I want to collect minis, but like things I can paint. So I look at this and it's like, let me paint that. And this is another thing I really love about indie comics and what everybody is doing through like Indiegogo. So many people are tailoring their I don't know what you call it. I can't think of an English word, but like the extra products, like the add-on products, right, to their specific campaign. And some people do minis, some people do toys, some people do like metal prints, but everyone, like, you can tailor that instead of just having a company decide that for you. And even with like this is how amazing things are, because not only is it that crowdfunding has allowed people to make their own comics and go around publishers like we were talking about with 3D printing and with like how people have connected through YouTube and through this scene. We can make shit like this happen. We can make our own toys. We don't need to rely on like go through a company and they'll hire somebody in China or something.
Right.
This is so fucking awesome.
And here's the thing. And you kind of inspired me with this, Rini. You did these beautiful woodcuts, right? With I'm sorry, it's not like a soldering iron. It's like what is it that you use?
It's a pyrography tool. It's very similar, but you can control the heat more.
Regrets.
Yeah, both. I mean,
Oh, you talking about wood burning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen her,
I did that when I was a kid. Yeah, that's pretty badass.
They're badass, right?
Yeah.
I had a problem with grabbing a tip though. Like I'd be, I'd rest my pencil in my hand and I'd do that with the wood burner.
Oh shit!
Oh god!
I did that one time. The tip fell off and I tried to catch it and I caught it and I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Oh no! It's probably not something you should do as a kid.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, it was hard lessons. Really hard lessons.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, ouch. That sucks.
Yeah.
But the idea that you can order the book and you can also order a something that's handmade by the author, right? So these aren't being made by slaves in China. These are being made by me. And I could sign these. I can number them. I'm only doing 50 of these freaking things, okay? I'm only doing 50 of these things because I know, like, I'm gonna be like 25 in. I'm gonna be like, I gotta do more of these things.
Yeah.
I gotta buy more resin.
Yeah.
I gotta buy more.
Did you limit the amount of figures, right?
Yeah, 50.
Oh, smart.
Oh, 50. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
that's okay. That's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have like the process figured out, right?
Yeah, which, like I said, I'm like about 95% there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I dabbled in molding and casting and stuff for a while, so that's a lot of fun. I got to pick your brain about that someday. Because I want to make figurines too, but I'm just not there yet. I'm so busy with actually the comic has to come first, right?
Well, yes, no, absolutely. It's all about the book, right? It's all about the book.
Yeah, it's just fun little things.
Exactly, little tchotchkes, that sort of a thing. That's one of the things that's motivating me in doing this myself. Because if it were at the point where I was like, I can't do this myself, then I would just outsource it. Right, because people are getting their miniatures do or die, right? Especially with what I'm charging for them, right? But once I got this figured out, once I got the process, I'll do a video. I'm because that's what we're all about here too. Is we try things on our campaigns and we learn from each other's successes and we learn from each other's blunders. And like the fact that Phil did the Lost Pages turned out as wonderful as it did, was also as successful as it was. Now I think we're going to see a bunch of anthology books, right, with different creators working together from the scene. It's I don't know. I just feel excited and privileged to be part of this scene right now.
You and your white privilege.
Well, damn.
Well, dude, remember, I told you I'm German. I'm not white. I'm translucent.
That's worse.
Oh my gosh.
Super white privilege.
This is now becoming a repentance stream.
No, wait a second. I'm gonna cancel you. I'm gonna cancel y'all because you're making fun of me because of my melanin deficiency.
Oh, right.
It doesn't work that
you're
way,
not
Brian.
Ginger. Gingers, I have a claim at oppression status. Doesn't be a little more Irish. Just claim you're Irish.
When I found out that was a thing, like a serious thing, I was like, God damn! It's like people finding new ways to hate on each other.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Not cool.
None of that stuff matters, man. Chill.
Yeah. Oh, so we had the original cover sketch. Ooh. That sold really fast.
Nice.
How
big was that?
Fuck, I can't remember. I think it was 13 by 19. Maybe. No, maybe a little bigger. I don't know. I can't remember. It was a while back. Probably 15 by 19 is probably how big it was.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also if you scroll up a little bit, you'll see there's also there's a drawn-in tier. I was surprised.
Oh, that's sold out though. No,
that's sold out. But I was surprised by how many people wanted themselves killed.
Oh yeah, no. I have people in my comment that's like, well, I wanted to do some cameos for friends, and I'm like, what do you want to be in chapter 2? They're like, kill me in the gruesome way possible. So
yeah, Sim was really good with that in Blood Hunt. You'll see his character Vincent just blazing through all these goons, and you see Mark Marinelli 6 a.m. Comics' head flying off, spinning off.
That's great.
Yeah,
I see so many cameos in CG books now. Just this is so cute.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Just loving cameos drawing each other dead. What a lovely community.
Yeah, man. My man Sim, who by the way is a 3D sculptor, and is also into 3D printing. When we do Blood Hunt Doc Salem, which is probably going to come out next year, I'm guessing, we are definitely we got to do figurines of each character and have them connect. To produce a scene, a little diorama thing or something like that. But yeah, he's just the best, and he provided some lovely sketch cards, and those went real fast.
Yeah, that sketch card looks real nice.
Yeah,
that's a great piece. And Sim, you listening? That looks good. It's sold out though.
Yeah, Sim, you out there?
Sim, where are you?
Take your shirt off.
Get over here. Eric, yeah, my monitor is there. So because my setup, I'm working on it. Just don't judge me.
I'm I'm gonna run upstairs real quick and get some more.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you do that while I complain about shit nobody cares about.
Hey guys,
well,
I gotta get going.
No,
okay.
no, you can't.
Oh no! He came on, made like a penis joke, and he's like, "All right, I'm out."
Yeah, dick, and I'm out of here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And back to Skunk Gorilla and back to Cryptinals.
Hell yeah! Back to Gorilla, back to Cryptinals.
Closing this Sunday.
Hold on. Before you go, let me just.
Oh
I
my
had
God,
it pulled
you
up.
guys-
I was ready to talk about it, but.
Are you guys ever going to fulfill that book, The Cryptos?
The Crypticals?
No, you're closing it like this weekend, right?
This Sunday night, we're gonna close it.
Yeah, you're closing it down and then just fulfillment. So here you go. Yeah, so Cryptinals right here. Let's see. I'm gonna post this in the chat. There you go. Look at this beautiful fucking cover. That's the cover I got. Like it's about like cryptids banding up against other cryptids, essentially. Like I'm way oversimplifying it, and I've had a little bit to drink, but the art is like real Junji Ito-ish, and it's also a big, thick ass book, which I'm very happy about. And mostly I got it because I love horror. Art is great, and like I really wanted this cover. So you guys like check it out. Look at like it's about cryptids, and they have like these cryptid file, like everything has like these paper. Like look at just scroll past this art real quick. But check out like this. I just really love that. That's so cute. But
thank you.
I can't wait to get this. Back it. Yeah.
We're at 104 pages done, so we just need 40 more, and yeah, it's almost there, guys.
Hell
You never closed that campaign yet, did you? Or
say what?
You're not. When are y'all closing it? Did you close it yet, or you're?
In demand. We're gonna close it this Sunday, Halloween night.
Shit! Really?
Yeah.
That's a great day to close on.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I guess it is. On Halloween? That's bad.
Yep.
Yeah, for like a cryptids book. That's really well planned.
Monster Rumble!
Monster Rumble!
I'm a sucker for a Monster Rumble, for reals. And man, this book looks amazing.
It does. I can't wait to get it. So everyone, back the Cryptinals. The link is in the chat. Check this out. You will not regret it. In fact, you'll regret it if you don't get this. This is a beautiful book, and you only have like 4 days left. You know you want this.
I see. I think you guys might be making a mistake. I think that once you actually get the book out and people, see that people are getting their books, I think then your sales are going to spike. But...
We can do a second chance campaign. No problem.
Yeah, that's what they're just going to do a second chance.
It depends, because
a second edition, no problem, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people, it's hard to like continue. You have to campaign, but also then fulfill at the same time.
Yes.
That's a pain in the ass.
I'm tired of campaigning, guys.
I know, dude. It's like 80% like campaigning and like 20% work.
Shit, if I had somebody to handle all logistics, that'd just be amazing.
We could just make art.
Oh yeah.
So much more shit.
It's hard to do that and then draw, write.
You know how many spreadsheets I have right now?
I know.
Like, this isn't even. I don't even like math. I'm like the worst Asian.
I had to learn Excel, Irene.
I had to learn to use Google Sheets, and it's like it's just shit that I can't. It's fucking terrible. I have all these sheets. It's not just like backers because I need to like backer requests, and then all the the products. I have to keep track of like what's produced and like bug the printers and stuff. Like, hey, you never got back to me about this shit, and then other people. It's chaos.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
it's a big, huge pain in the ass.
Oh, it's so much work. So
that's probably why I haven't got another Doc Salem done yet. Because
you're like traumatized.
I know, like subconsciously, I'm like, I don't want to do this again. I was creating the book's awesome, but
it's such a good feeling when the book goes out, though.
Yeah,
it's fun to campaign, but it gets.
It's almost like a mantra that you tell yourself to keep. It's so much better when the book gets out.
It'll feel worth it.
I already got mine in my PO box, so I'm gonna get it this weekend.
Oh yeah, I sent yours. I sent you your book. So
Yeah, and all once you see the book in people's hands, that's just a wonderful feeling. And then people are telling you how much they enjoyed it, what a kick they got out of it.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's awesome.
Nothing, very few things compare. I don't know, at least for me, like. Because this is, I think for most people that are doing this is like their longtime dream. You wouldn't be doing this unless you just, nobody does this for the money. It's a huge risk and it's hard work. Like
there is no money. There is no money.
Well,
not yet anyway.
You, but, you're doing this for money.
Well, I mean, and also it's just like I mean, like I'm working on like a lot of stuff. Like and I've been asked to write a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have a thing in Sims Ink Slayers. I'm gonna have a story in there. I wrote Nine Devils for Preston. He's gonna do that in watercolors. His watercolors are sick.
The Testament pages.
Oh my god. Yeah. That's gonna be an awesome book. And then Sim is gonna do the I think like the roughs for Blood Hunt Doc Salem, and then Preston is going to come in and do the finishes. So that should have a very unique look to it.
Hell yeah!
Speaking of unique looks, this is
sorry, I'm just like I'm too mesmerized.
Hey guys, I really need to get going. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, Ollie did say he had to go, so I was just like, no, talk about your campaign. Yeah, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you on Sunday.
All right, cool. Later.
Peace out, Ollie.
Bye-bye.
Hate that.
Now let's pick apart his campaign in his absence. I'm just kidding. By whose book, everybody?
I'm and look, I love this too because Ollie's like the colorist at 656, and they gave this to him, and he was just like, no colors.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how you know. Like he's like, this is about the fucking product. Like
that's what I'm saying.
It's not about like, oh, am I going to get my money? He was like, this book does not need colors. It would suffer if it was colored. And he's fucking right. Like, this is beautiful, beautiful ink work. Like, it looks like this weird, like, weird in a good way because I feel like it's innovative. It's a combination of, it's lithography, but with a little Junji Ito. And it works. It works so well for a horror book.
It really does. I mean, it's genuinely creepy. The monsters are genuinely creepy.
Look at this guy. Look at that guy. Such a cute little boy.
And all the line work, and then the dog man coming in.
I love the dog man.
Yeah.
Can we get he's also like the gunslinger. Can we get a dog man and Suska Gorilla crossover? That'd be awesome.
That'd be fun. I would do that for sure. And Preston, didn't you do a cover for this or something, or is it
Dogman backup? The Dogman companion book.
Oh yeah,
it's on there somewhere.
Yeah, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom. This one. Yeah, they need a bigger view of that because that cover looks really cool.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that looks really good. Looks real good.
The goat. The goat.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, look how creepy those monsters are, man. The tulpas.
Yeah.
Those hollow eyes.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, you love monsters. Yeah, I mean, this is like like how Pizza Hut had they had commercials for the meat lovers pizza, and it was just like covered in like sausage and ham and just like all this animal flesh, right? The meat lovers pizza. This looks like a monster lovers pizza with extra monster.
I like that. That's a great decision. You'd be like, you just tell 656, take this tagline: Monster Lovers Pizza with more monster.
More monster.
Yeah, that's hot.
Extra monster.
And and I'm mad too because I'm like the only one that doesn't have like a horror book out. But I'm writing one right now. So.
Horror's the new hot thing. You have to get on it.
No, well, no. I mean, I've always been like the horror guy, right? Like my entire life.
Okay.
And I see all these people with all these awesome bitchin' like monster books out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have one yet. I mean, I will. I had a werewolf book I was going to do, Southpaw. That was many werewolf books though. Exactly. And I was just like, yeah, I think I'm a like put that one on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got got a buttload of projects that that I want to do. I have 6 lined up in here, and you know, the goal is always to make enough to fund the next book.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait until like some of my other stuff starts coming out, so then I'm not just like the monkey guy.
Right.
I don't want to be thought of as like the gorilla guy. You know, I mean, I would be happy writing this comic for the rest of my life, but you know, I don't want to.
Yeah,
You know.
I guess it depends if you want to kind of be known for like a diverse body of work, and it's like this is not the only thing you can write, but like if you're known as something, that means people like this one thing you did. That means you're successful, so that's still a good thing.
Yeah, but you don't want to be pigeonholed. You know?
Oh, definitely.
Like,
that's true.
That sucks.
Right.
That's true.
Right, like Rob Muerto is just like you know, like think about having you write a like a backup story for like the next Tales of the Classroom, right? It was which character? He's like Professor Kong or Principal Kong. I was just like, not that I'm going to say no. Not that I'm going to say no.
Because, well, I mean, it's nice to have a brand, but sometimes when you get pigeonholed, it's like everybody thinks it's the only thing you do. It's like, it's a little much.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, like before I was talking about George R. R. Martin and how he was happy. Oh, PT bastard. Sorry, Snark.
Oh, I'm hungry too. Damn it. All this food talk. Yeah, like George R. R. Martin, where he would jump from one genre to the other, and I guess I never really noticed because I came across Song of Ice and Fire, and I didn't really pay attention to when his other books came out.
He was relatively unknown.
He did a superhero book, but it wasn't really that great. I didn't think it was great. It was
it the Wild Cards book? Wild Cards.
What's that? Wild Cards.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. Like it was.
No, me neither. Me neither. I mean, that was a shared world anthology because at that point, short stories weren't selling anymore unless they were in a shared world anthology. Yeah. So that became a thing for a while.
Yeah, I also don't really think his like outlook and style fits superheroes.
No, definitely not.
It's like he's like
not.
Super cynical. Like fuck everybody, kind of everyone in his stories. I read like one of his sci-fi books. It's like hive mind. At the end, everybody merges and dies and merges into one mind. It's like that theme, and it's like, well, yeah. And he like uses same names over and over.
Yeah, he had a gothic sci-fi universe, a world that was in a bunch of books and one novel and a whole bunch of short stories. And novellas like Night Flyers, they're all set in like one world. So like, you know, he actually built another world before he built the world of Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, it's very interesting that he jumped genres so much. And like Song of Ice and Fire is like, I think it's like the first fantasy thing he did, and it took off.
Yeah,
but he clearly wasn't just like
his own
jumping. Yeah, he did, and he didn't jump onto it just as a trend. I mean, by the way, disclaimer, I'm still very mad at him because I haven't gotten my book yet, and I don't think I will, so I am mad. But that doesn't mean I don't like the books that I read. I'm just gonna be a salty
because he's
fan.
dragging his heels. He's dragging his heels on the.
Yeah, I don't even know if
Did you see?
Did
you see when they tried to pigeonhole him? Not pigeonhole him, but catch him on some diversity bullshit with Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he wasn't having it. What?
He put him in their place, big time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he said, I built a whole world.
No, they were saying how come there wasn't like more diversity in his book. I mean, in the TV show, because like I think most everybody was like they had a bunch of people that were just like tan, I guess. He was like, well, we filmed in this certain part, and that's all they had for extras, so we just hired them. So I don't know. I mean,
also certain types of people evolve in certain parts of a world, and that's just how it is.
Exactly.
Well, remember there was a little bit of a scandal. There was a little bit of a scandal over a game called Kingdom Come, which is set in medieval Czechoslovakia, and people were like, "This is racist. There's nothing but white people there in your game." And the guy, the guy who made the game was just like, look, I think I know a little bit more about the history of my country than you do. And I'm sorry, there weren't a lot of black people walking around medieval Czechoslovakia.
That drives me kind of crazy because as I grew up overseas, right? And I don't know how it is I imagine it is because like America's a country full of immigrants and it's very, people with all kinds of heritages, and it's great. But I noticed this one thing where, especially a lot of, I noticed Asian Americans who grow up here, the ones who are like fixated on, there's no diversity and I don't see any media with like Asians and I don't get to see myself. I was like, I understand that, but the media exists. It's in Asia. Yes. And I grew up with it. I feel very represented because there's a whole continent of media. There's like Korea has a huge film industry.
Yes. Korea is killing it right now.
Oh yeah, they're fucking killing it. And like China has a film industry. It's not like it's pretty stuff with no story. But
it's dead. It's dead as far as I'm concerned because I am like a Chinese film fanatic. And once the People's Republic stepped in and started censoring, that I won't watch Chinese movies anymore. I really won't, and it's sad because they've destroyed their cinema.
Chinese cinema was Hong Kong, and what happened was once they stepped in on Hong Kong, then that kind of ended everything.
That's the thing. It didn't. It actually was chill for a while afterward. Right, that was everybody's fear. But then around like 2006, I think that's when shit like started to change. And they started imposing censorship, and you have to put like anti-Western. Watch the Ip Man movies. There has to be a anti-Western, pro-Chinese message in your movie.
Yeah, there's a lot that I can get into about this because people are like, oh, China is just another superpower. It's like, no, there's like a lot of really scary stuff.
They produce really good movies.
They did.
Dude.
I can like go into depth about it. I won't because we're supposed to be talking about comics, movies. But it's about the leadership and the leadership change. So it's unfortunate though because art should never be censored. Fucking period.
Wow.
Yes, but like what you were saying before, I saw a meme that somebody put up that made me really happy. Which was Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. Finally, we get a female superhero, and then it had a picture of the heroic trio, right? Which was
I think people forgot about Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Like,
yeah, I know.
That's so insulting to all of the heroines that came before.
Yes. It's ridiculous.
Or Laura Croft
whipping ass in movies in China in the 1960s. Okay, in the 70s, come drink with me. But that's the thing. It's like they don't know about this stuff, and they want to make sure that they have control.
Well, it's the same thing with Black Panther though, too, because they said like Black Panther was
first black,
and now it's like Blade. Nobody forgot what happened. Blade was
Meteor
a thing.
Man, Mantis. I'm just talking about like live action, right? Meteor Man, Mantis. There were like a bunch of things.
Blade was actually a Marvel superhero though.
Yes.
That went ahead and was a really successful franchise, like for a long time.
Was a D-list character, and then they made a kick-ass movie, and they made an even better one with the second one, and then they shit the bed with the third one.
Yeah, that one was pretty. We don't talk about that one.
The thing is, I haven't seen it, but I hear they're terrible. So I guess because they screwed it up.
One and two are great. Two in particular by Guillermo del Toro. I think that's the best of the series.
The coffee.
Jeez. Raised in a black neighborhood in a city that is mostly
Mexican.
Made up. Yeah,
they're all made up.
Look, I get the whole idea of representation and everything like that. I get it. It's not that I don't understand it. What I don't like is seeing characters that are established as being one thing being retrofitted for purposes of diversity. Do you know what I mean? Race swapping, color swapping. And it's not always a bad idea. Sometimes it works. But it's just, they do it in such a clumsy and ham-fisted way.
What gender is Six Gun Gorilla? I'm just asking.
It's all men.
Right. I think we've been misgendering it.
Yeah, how does what are his pronouns? I think is
change
I mean, we haven't talked about a
pronouns.
penis, but I don't think that defines gender anymore. So I don't know. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, of course
but,
not. Yeah, there's
yeah,
like
Brian, tell
36,000
us.
genders.
Yeah.
We have to be open.
He identifies as Six Gun Gorilla's pronouns are he/him.
Oh, okay.
In which issue? Like in the
straightforward.
In all of them, he's not gender fluid.
Oh yeah, it doesn't change every book.
Yeah.
Gender fluid sounds like a sexual thing. Like it's
right.
Like something that
yeah, something that's a byproduct.
Like something that your body produces during sex.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't care who anybody fucks it, like whatever the fuck you want. But like, why are people so hung up on their genitalia, who they want to fuck? Like, is that find something else to fixate on?
Right. You know things are seriously like easy in the States when people have time to worry.
Yeah, we don't have real problems. Like, no. It's like I tell my Taiwanese family. Like, I was talking to my mom. And I was struggling with like describing the problem, like sort of, like the social Puritans here and like social justice warriors, and like people are like complaining about, like I don't know, gender fluid, all this stuff, and she's just like. Sounds like they don't have real problems.
Yeah.
And this is a woman who grew up in like poverty. Like there was Taiwan in the 50s and 60s was like a bumfuck island, backwater, and it was like a colony of Japan, and it was just my mother's family was poor. They were like, what am I like every day they didn't know if they were going to have food on the table the next day.
Yeah, so, it's like people from the the Great Depression, like they weren't worried about their gender.
No, they weren't.
Where their next meal was coming from.
It's very much a first world problem.
It's boutique activism is what it is. And it's a product of the academic world, and the academic world has been saturated with it. This is gonna sound kind of snotty, but every now and then I'll buy an academic book, the kinds that are for classes that that aren't for general sale. Like you won't find them in a bookstore. You have to order them, where you order textbooks, right? So there's one on monstology, right? The study of monsters. I was like, fuck yeah, I get that.
Ooh, that's cool.
But if you get an academic book from like the 70s, like there's one that I read before I wrote this called Six Guns and Society, right? Which is like a academic critical look at the Western as a genre. Awesome book, right? Fun read. Awesome. And the books today, it's like they're poorly written. They're loaded with lingo. Right, that if you're not part of that world, like it won't make any sense to you. And if it's like a book on the witch craze, it's right. If it's a book on the witch craze, it'll be like it'll say that the witch craze was like a persecution, a genocide, basically like the Nazi Holocaust, but for Wiccans. Right, and then I'll flip to the back and like, okay, what are this? Check the bibliography, and their source will be like a book written by like Raven Darkmane or something like that. Do you know what I mean? They're getting their research from like they're getting their research from like books that you find in the occult section of Barnes and Noble.
That's crazy. Like the biggest issue is, they've infiltrated academia first, and then it seeped into the rest of society, and it was
and they took over the comics to take over the movies.
And then they went from academia to culture, and I was thinking, back when about like 5 years or so ago, when people were saying, well, this like weird ideology, that's just a college student phase, it's not going to come out into real world. Well, no, it would come out into real world. And
that's what happened. That's how all this started. Is people weren't paying attention to pop culture. They thought it was something trivial, and that nobody cared about it. And
everything is downstream from culture.
Oh, absolutely. They infiltrated pop culture, and pop culture influences the world. Yep. There's a term that I love because I can't remember who said it, but they said artists influence society. Like we guide society, right? And the problem comes in when society tries to guide the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good. Man. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the scariest thing, is that artists are having to self-censor, right? We never have to stop and think, oh, wait a second. Do I have to can I write this way, or am I going to get
who
put
I'm
on
going to
blast?
piss off, right?
Yeah, am I going to have like a Twitter lynch mob?
Right. It's almost like because we can assume we're talking to adults.
If the industry, if all the industries had just ignored these motherfuckers from day one,
right? And I don't even want people to be mean to them, tell them off. Just like, you don't make sense, because really I've always said, I just want objective reality to matter, and I just want, stop subverting old media and history, and objective reality matters, and no word plays, no changing the definitions of scientific terms. Like, objective reality exists, okay? And not everything is like, reality is not for postmodernism to deconstruct. That's not how things work. That's all it is. Yeah. But I think there's hope, though, because that's why we're here.
Oh yeah.
That's why we're here. We're making media that's for everybody. That's not lecturing at people, and we're not going to be censoring people. We're for freedom.
Yes.
And so there is hope.
Freedom.
America. Yeah. Kiss my ass and suck on my balls, America. Yeah. But yeah, and also we're not censoring ourselves, right? So we can just put it on the page and send it out. And if somebody's offended, well, they know where they can go.
Yeah. You can't please it. It's everything can offend someone.
It was Alan Moore. Alan Moore said that.
The only way you don't offend you please everybody is if you just shut up forever.
Right. And we're not about that. And
creativity isn't about satisfying everybody's needs. No. It's about introducing something new that you never thought about before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's nourishment for the soul, It is. I remember Denny O'Neil said that he thinks that the reason we tell stories is to relieve pain. Just the pain of just being alive. And I know when I've been in my darkest days and my darkest places, that art has saved my life. Yeah. I can honestly say I never would have survived junior high school if it hadn't been for Dungeons and Dragons and horror movies.
No, same here. Like, manga was all I had, because I was very lonely when I was in middle school, especially. Yeah. And those was the only thing. And it was I was good at drawing, and manga was there, and these heroes were in these stories were saying, don't give up.
Yeah.
So this shit is powerful.
It is.
And that's why you shouldn't tear down what existed before, because these are stories that got people through cancer and being on the verge of suicide. And what gives anybody the right to subvert and change a pre-existing story just for their own gratification? You make your own shit, make new stuff, but
Well, you know what? They can do that, but then also we can reject it, but then they come at us and accuse us of being ists because we didn't like the Ghostbusters 2016 trailer.
I don't know what it's like to love a story and
it's all
and be a fan of something.
It's all content as far as the corporations are concerned.
It's a tool to them. It's a tool to them.
Right.
But it's something more to us.
Well, I mean, because we got to, we have to deal with corporate America. We also have to deal with the social justice warriors, right? So, art is in a very bad place right now, and that's one of the reasons I really salute Dave Chappelle and think he might potentially be making history right now, is by just standing firm and being no, I'm not going to apologize. What, you want to cancel me? Go ahead and cancel me. What the fuck? Like he said in that special, you have to understand, you're talking to the guy who walked away from $50 million.
Yeah. I think the fact that he walked away from those $50 million, and his special is being canceled because all these networks are afraid of him, and he's still fuck you. That says a lot. And that means he really believes in this. He's not trying to please anybody. He's beyond that. That's why he walked away from all that money.
Yes, because I guarantee
I think he sees the bigger picture now.
Yes.
He also said something else that was really interesting, and that was that none of this mattered until a white man wanted to change his sex, like change his gender.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you could shoot black people dead in the street, but God forbid somebody should hurt.
Because nobody cared before the what was his name? Fucking Olympian.
Oh, the Jenner.
Yeah, Bruce Jenner. Nobody cared until Bruce Jenner was like,
what?
I think I'm going to be a chick.
You just dead named him.
No.
You just used his dead name. You just used his dead name. You're canceled. You're canceled, Preston.
Well, she was very famous, so, but like...
Caitlyn Jenner?
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner's a beautiful, stunning woman.
That was a little much, wasn't it?
Stunning and brave.
I mean, she could be a woman. That's cool, but like...
Look.
Why is she celebrated more than just everyone else? It's because this is a ideology of the rich and powerful. I really think.
Well, it's worse than that because, like now, like women's sports are being dominated, like completely dominated.
Oh
like
yeah, we definitely can't.
That fight.
Scholarships are being given away to people who shouldn't get them. You know, they don't deserve them.
Dude, did you see that fight? Did you see like that fight that was between a woman and a trans dude to woman?
Fighter? Yeah.
Yeah, and the female fighter,
which one,
like the biological
Brian?
woman? Yeah. This was he had short pink hair.
Yeah.
Right? And he's just eating punches during that entire fight, and he's clearly not as good of a fighter as the biological woman. She's just like unloading on him, and he's just eating those punches. And
I think it was planned. I think he planned to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you saw the more skilled fighter losing to the trans person because they're biologically male.
It's unbelievable. I'm all for having a separate classification, a separate category for trans individuals, but
that's fine. It's not about
the idea of separating women's and men's sports to begin with was just because it's about your training and your skill, and the biological differences are so huge that like the training and the skill can you like a woman can never catch up to men in most sports. So you want women to be able to shine, and if this continues, then women will natural born biological women will never be able to shine at any sport.
And that's the thing that's showing up right now is
like what happened to feminism. That was all the rage a few years ago.
In no sport, any physical sport anyway, like biological women aren't coming out ahead. They're being buried by trans athletes. And that's that thing you were just talking about, Brian. That was planned. Like they intentionally he was told to go ahead and eat those punches. You know what I'm saying? Because if he would have came out and dominated right away.
Dropping the bomb right there.
Right, to make it look like more of a fight. But if anything, you got to see how this chick could fight. Right?
It's just I want things to be fair. That's not right. Yeah.
The skill level was not even close.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she just got tired because she's just hitting this person, and she was just eating those friggin' punches, man.
I felt so bad where I got martial arts. The difference is fucking huge.
Oh my God! This one woman got her skull cracked.
Someday someone's gonna seriously die, and God forbid, but it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
And it's like people are gonna wait until it's too late and say, "How did this happen?" Well, it's because we put ideology ahead of reality.
Yes, biological gender is a thing. It's not, and that's not an anti-trans stance. It's
no, it's not. Nobody here gives a fuck what anyone does with their bodies. We don't care. We love everybody.
I love my LGBT peeps. Right. Now, if you want, I embraced LGBT because I'm like, okay, it's inclusive, so I'll use that. But you can't keep adding letters, right? I think now it's LGBTQIA+. I'm not saying that.
I don't know. Like, it should just be everybody's an individual, and this stuff doesn't matter because like they want to. I feel like it's more categorization and stuff, and
and
division. It's like
segregation
in normal daily life. Like
pronoun day. I think it is.
No, it was. That was a few days ago. You should have seen TikTok. It was rich.
Oh my god.
Chimera's in the back room. Do you want to come on? You have your camera on. No? Okay, he's just gonna sit in the back room.
And just lurk. Just keep
he's lurking in the back room, weirdo. Everybody in chat tell Chimera he's a weirdo.
Oh, did you
anyways, I'm hopeful. I think
I am too.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I think this is something that will pass.
And I also really stress, as much, as annoying as the SJWs can be, don't hate them. Okay?
No.
Hate is poison. Nothing good can come from it. They drive me crazy too, but they are still your brothers and your sisters and your neighbors.
Nope.
And
that's such a kind message.
Nope.
Well, I would take a middle ground because, like, as someone who's been dogpiled by them, it's like incredibly insufferable. And I am not an offensive person, but like I come from the perspective of I'm not. Stay away from me, but I understand that honestly most of the time people who need to go after people and ruin people's lives are just using the wrong hashtag or something, or having like a mildly different opinion. There's something else wrong with their lives. Yes. They're making up for something that's missing deep in here. So honestly, more than anything, I feel bad for them. Right. And I feel bad for when reality hits them. Oh, and there's no use being mean to these people.
No, there isn't.
I think these people are mentally ill, to be quite honest. I don't think you should
them?
Give them any
Look, I'm not cutting them slack for their shitty fucked up behavior. I'm just saying don't let them poison your heart. Do you know what I'm saying?
Brian's so nice, everybody.
Too nice. It's just logical. I would say too nice.
It's just logical. It's just logical. Hate's bad for you. It's poison. Nothing positive
for you.
Now petty hatreds, those are another thing. You know what I mean? Like hating the band Smash Mouth, or like people love to diss on like Nickelback, or that's the love to hate kind of a thing, but that's not real hate. That's that's recreational.
Oh, I'm petty as fuck.
Yeah. Well, I can be too.
I'm
don't think I'm a saint, okay?
I'm an Olympian. I'm an Olympian at holding a grudge.
Dude.
It's like I get the whole be forgiving and peaceful and actually it's not just that it's tough. It's like I'm not there's some things where you can forgiveness and forgetting is different.
Yes.
Right. And you don't have to hold a grudge in a way that it eats away at you, but dude, sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. Sometimes people are really shitty and you can't just let that go. You have to learn a lesson from that. And if you just forget about it, then you're going to just keep on getting stomped on your whole life.
I remember when I was a kid and people would say, my parents would be like, they're bullying you, ignore them and they'll go away. They never went away.
No.
You have to hit them.
Sometimes you have to punch back, and that's the only way.
Yeah. Except my
sorry to say for all them
pacifists
out there. Sometimes you gotta hit back.
Hit them in the nose, and then guess who gets in trouble?
Right? Oh yeah.
And all the teachers were like, "Oh man, you stand up. You're the kid that's getting picked on. You stand up for yourself." Oh, they'll put a stop to that shit fast.
Yeah, but then they don't bully you after that.
It's the adults.
They get scared.
They do not. Once they realize that you're crazy.
Actually, you know how I stopped getting bullied in junior high school? I brought a battle axe with me to
see, that's crazy.
Oh, back when you could do that, I guess.
No, I was stashed in my bag. I had a big old book bag. It was one of the things kids would make fun of me for. I had a huge book bag, right?
Oh.
And you didn't have book bags in my school. You just carried your books I
got it to hold my 357.
Well, I had look when the Columbine shootings happened. I just remember when I found out all the details. I was like, shit, that could have been me.
Ooh,
right?
Damn.
But anyway, the first person that was going to fuck with me that day was going to get that battle axe. It was a cheap wall hanger piece of shit, but they were going to get that upside their head. Damn. And nobody messed with me that day. And I got messed with every day, except this day I didn't. And then I realized it was the crazy look I had in my eyes.
Oh, because you just had enough.
Yeah. And they left me alone. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, and I learned how to turn that on and off.
Right. Yeah.
And then
it's yeah. It's something I like this. I think it's a phrase from Peterson. It's not good to be harmless. It's good to you should be dangerous, but control the danger. And that's not exactly what he said, but I really like that.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
A good man
admirable.
is a dangerous man.
Yeah,
is a man that can inflict great harm, but doesn't. Yeah,
but controls it. That's not like it's not the exact words, but
that is a great saying too. Like I really like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, shit. I wrote a book about revenge, and the thing about revenge is that, you know, that's a thirst for justice. And I think real justice, true justice is unachievable in the world. In life, I don't think you can ever really get it. You know, who's to say what real justice is? And yet, you know, like one of the things I've enjoyed so much about this book is, you know, I disagree with what Kumba, that's the Six Gun Gorilla's name. It means it's roar in Swahili. You know what you know, he thinks that what he's doing, he knows that what he's doing is wrong, but he's going to do it anyway.
Ooh.
You got a black belt in crazy. No, that's,
I like that.
Well, that's he sort of misquoted James Brown. I don't know karate, but I do know crazy. You know, I mean, you know, I study martial arts for a long time, mostly useless ones like German longsword and that sort of a thing. Now I'm doing like some kung fu, some hungar.
You got to talk to AC more.
Qigong,
yeah,
which are all amazing and really just good for the mood. Like Tai Chi is a much better workout than it looks, let me tell you. And you know, I'm not going to go around. I've never been the kind of one to like go around starting shit with people. But yeah, no, I one of my problems is that I do hold a grudge, and you know, and as a result, I've tried to be a more forgiving person. But you know, then you know, things happen. You know, when people, for me, it's family. When you mess with my family. That's when shit gets
I thought you was about to say don't forgive your family because
No, you have to. You have to. No, you don't have to. Yeah, that's bullshit. No, you don't have to.
It's a whole different level.
Yeah. No, because you know, I have friends who have had parents that were, you know, that were just beastly towards them, and they don't have. Yeah, no, you don't have to forgive them. If you can, I think that'll, you know, that lifts a burden from the heart. But you're under no obligation to forgive them.
Scratch Brian off of my list.
Not condoning anything, but don't piss off Brian.
Well, you know, but that's the thing. Also, is like I'm a peacenik, right?
I actually piss off
Brian. I'm
not
not a
just forgive you.
Right, but don't piss him off too much. But you've got that like
with me.
That line. It's like, don't cross the line, man.
Yeah.
That's interesting though, and you're incorporating these things that, because I think with writers, of course, we draw from our real life experiences.
Yeah.
And instead of like, it doesn't have to be like, well, this person's exactly like me, but it's about heightening it and like the tale of the emotions. That's what we put into our characters.
Yes.
Like, you're not a gorilla, I don't think.
No.
I mean.
No. I don't put myself in my own books.
You'll be a very well-shaved gorilla.
Well, you know, because I have some friends who have put themselves in their own books, and when I write, I'm not writing to write about myself. I'm writing to get away from myself. it's like, it's like with meditation. It's the same thing. It sounds counterintuitive that by turning inward, you're getting away from yourself, but you do. And, sometimes you do need a break from yourself. And, but that doesn't mean that that your emotions, your feelings don't work their way into your work. It just let that happen naturally. Don't force it in there. I think that's the problem that we have with so much contemporary art is you've got a lot of shit that's just being shoehorned. Hey,
sorry, Chimera, I didn't see your message.
Nice
I don't know
mask,
what.
dude.
Yeah. Speaking of furries, everybody.
It's a nice mask, brother.
Yeah. Careful, you're gonna be known on the internet for that now.
Oh man,
it's a furry.
It's almost. How
What
many days
up?
is it left to Halloween? 6 more days to Halloween. Halloween.
Oh yeah, no, it's on Sunday. Yeah, it's our Pathfinder stream is gonna be. Oh, Halloween's gonna be busy.
Oh man.
Yeah, we got our Pathfinder stream, and I'm gonna be with the 6x6.
I might be seeing the Alamo Draft House Yonkers has reopened, and they're showing the original Halloween in 4K. So might be going to see that.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you?
Oh, I'm in upstate New York. I'm in the Hudson
okay.
Valley. I'm basically about like an hour outside of Manhattan, and like along the Hudson River.
Okay,
and
they have Alamo there?
Yeah, in Yonkers.
I didn't know that.
Right across the bridge. Yeah, man. I saw one Halloween they had Night of the Living Dead 4K. That was awesome. I've seen The Fog, John Carpenter's The Fog in 4K. They also had they also ran a 35 millimeter print of Lucio Fulci's Zombie that looked toe up. You know what I mean? That looked like it definitely had come from like some 42nd Street near grindhouse. Yeah, no, I that's the only movie theater I'll go to because they show regular movies, but then they all could mainstream shit, but then they'll always have one screen that's showing something funky.
Yeah, that's Alamo is awesome.
Yeah. Oh, the best.
Too bad we don't have any here.
Yeah, if they let you do like bong hits and stuff like that in there, that's the only thing that could make that place better.
They had a place up here where it was is it the Alamo where you can eat while you're watching the movie or something?
Yes,
like
and it will bring you beers too.
Yeah, they have servers.
They're ninjas.
In
ninjas.
Austin, they would they would like they were little slips and you put it there.
You can't see what you're eating. You can't even see your plate. Like you kind of have to just.
There's a little light.
Guess what you got. You're like,
there's like a tiny light under the table. It's really good food. I love going there.
Too.
Love going there. All theaters should be like that. Either that or like drive-in theaters, because like then I just don't have to interact with people. It's great. I love drive-in theaters. I like drive-in.
I think drive-in's a badass.
Yeah.
We had two here. They're both gone. Here's the thing about drive-ins. I would love for drive-ins to make a comeback, but then they need to be like the Alamo, and they need to they could show current movies, but then they also got to do like some retro 1950s, 1960s double feature shit too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like some of the Roger Corman Poe movies, the Vincent Price pictures, Hammer movies, the stuff that used to like actual drive-in movie fare.
You would think with the pandemic, like drive-ins would make a comeback.
Yeah, you would think so. We have a couple around here actually, and I thought that like my main problem was that because I love going there, but they would have like the shittiest current movies, and and they would never play old movies. I was like, you have like 7 screens. Like, why don't you just like
a one screen?
Just like play some. They have like tons of screens. It's a really big drive-in theater in Atlanta called Starlight Cinemas, and it's like, but you don't play like the good shit.
Right. Yeah, because they don't know any better, and if they actually tried it, they'd be amazed.
Yeah,
right? I
think people realize, especially now in the pandemic.
Yep. Oh, I mean, one really cool thing that happened at the Alamo was it was a Wednesday, right? School night, 9:00. they were showing a Stalker, a Russian art film, 3-hour Russian art film, right? One of the best science fiction movies ever made, right? And the place was packed.
Wow.
Right?
Cool.
Sold out. And you know, I saw Phantasm there. Got to meet Don Coscarelli. Gave him a bunch of 6-gun issues. He was like, "Oh, cool! I got something to read on the ride home."
Empire Strikes Back and Drive with a Family. Oh my gosh, yeah. I was negative years old when that came out. You are correct. Man.
I got to see. Oh, this was. I got to see the exploding head double feature, Scanners by David Cronenberg and
that was
Dawn
a
of
good
the
one.
Dead.
Yeah, I love that.
I have no idea what you're talking about anymore. So
Dawn of the Dead?
Uncultured.
Scanners.
Scanners. You've never seen that scene where like the dude's head explodes and his face falls forward?
No.
No. Okay.
I told you I don't know references.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it is. It absolutely is. Anyway, these are.
I heard a distinct
movies
motherfucker in
that
there
have
too.
heads
He was like,
exploding.
"Okay, motherfucker."
The silent. It's okay. It's okay. I know.
Motherfucker.
I see how it is now.
You know what was really great though is both movies have like somebody's head exploding. When those heads exploded, people were like leaning on their horns, like yeah.
Oh, that's always great. Young drivers, you can like cheer for me by honking on your horns. I love it. They need it. We need more driving.
You need to bring that shit back, but you gotta show like good like drive-in fare. You know?
Yeah, I just don't like interacting with people in general because people suck. People are very annoying, so I just want to stay away from them. And
another great thing about the Alamo, they don't allow you to fucking text during the movie.
Oh, that's nice.
That.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I stopped going to the movies because of that shit.
What?
Like either drive-in or like a little fucking cubicle. Like, I don't know. In Japan, I'm sure they have like those ramen places where you eat a ramen in a cubicle. Like you sit in like a box and you don't even see the chef. Like there's a curtain. You walk in, it's like a long, narrow hallway and a bunch of cubicles lining it. And you just go in a little cubicle and you sit down and there's a curtain in front of it. And you order with a piece of paper and then you slide it under the curtain and then food comes out of the curtain and you eat and you leave. You don't have to talk to anybody. It's great.
Yeah,
I want a theater like that.
It's not healthy. You got to talk to, I think, what is it? At least 7 people a day.
You gotta talk to 7 people. I don't talk to anybody.
Well, no, I mean,
this is from a writer's perspective.
I'm all mood disordered, but yeah, no, I mean, because that's a little too hikikomori-ish, for me.
It's not that old.
Am I using the right word? Hikikomori.
Hikikomori.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, we're kids that just like lock themselves in their room.
Well, that's like really bad. It has to be really bad for you to be hikikomori. Like you're just sitting at home in a tiny little like box apartment, wallowing in your own shit.
Do you mean neats in Japan? Is that what hikikomori means? Neats. N-E-T.
What's that?
You're not making
I am boomer. What does neats? I've heard it before.
I don't know. Not an education. Workforce, something, whatever it means.
Oh, not in education, training, or employment. Yeah, that's what hikikomori is. It just means shut in, honestly. Hikikomori. So because there's a huge like cultural epidemic of young people especially and young men in Japan who have just like given the fuck up on life and they just sit at home in an apartment and just don't go out, don't work, don't do anything.
That would be me.
Pretty sad.
That was me.
That would be like that's like my life.
That's every artist everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, like when COVID started, it's like I feel bad for everyone, but I was overjoyed. I was like, oh, finally.
As soon as I figured out DoorDash existed during COVID, I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I never need to leave the house again.
Like I feel like this panel is like, this is how you can tell the difference between extroverts and introverts.
Everybody was like, this is like we're suffering from mental illness because we have no human contact. I was like, nothing's changed here.
No, it's like my life has gotten better.
Yeah.
And like I feel sorry for other people, but like,
yeah,
it's so great. I get to work from home and like everything can be delivered.
Yeah, I've caught up on Planet Planet.
Right.
It's awesome.
It's great.
Yeah, but
I love it.
the reason why there's such an epidemic in suicide in the country right now and an epidemic of depression is because these are people. These are people that don't have the skill set that people like us have.
Or they're not. It's about
like extended periods of time. You know,
right, it's personality
type. On a novel. It's personality type.
Like I'm really into personality type, and I know like MBTI personality type isn't like the end all be all, but I like it because it really fits for me. And so literally, there's a bunch of different types, like personality type categorizations, and generally, like you have people that just naturally are people, or not people that are like just naturally more in their heads, and it's actually exhausting for them to be around others for too long.
That's me.
Yeah.
Like I'm an ambivert. That's to say I'm like the life of the party. And then I have to like go and hide and lock myself in my room and like watch some Hammer movies or play some video games. I need to isolate afterwards.
Right. Yeah. And then you have like in-betweens and stuff. But
right.
Yeah. Those different, different.
Yeah. And it's all good. You know, I mean, it's helpful for people when they realize that there are definitions.
Right. Yeah, so it's not just that I'm fucking weird. Exactly.
Yeah. It destigmatizes, certain personality types to a degree, I think. And thanks to the internet, you do have I don't in Korea right now, the hikikomori's
problem
is so bad that they've set up halfway houses where like
really?
Hikikomori, yeah.
By the way, hi to all the people coming back from Frega. I noticed the influx. Yeah, sorry. Is that bad in Korea?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And so they've set up charities have set up halfway houses where basically it's like the hikikomori move out of their rooms and they move into a building with a bunch of other hikikomori.
Right, so you can like start socializing and stuff.
Right.
That's crazy. I mean, I can definitely see why that's a problem so if you like lived in Asia, it's in general much more of it depends on the country. Mainland China is quite the same. Mainland China is like wild, it's totally different. But especially like Japan and like Taiwan, it's very much an introvert society. So it's like in the big cities, you still have a party scene and stuff, but there's much more people that are like, it's okay to go around, just be in your own head. Like when you go to a store, people don't talk to you. It's like, how was your day? Like I was so shocked. Like American is like baseline, very extroverted society. And I was so shocked when I moved here. People would like, the grocery store clerk would ask me how my day went. I was like, I just looked like an idiot. Because I was like, why are you asking me that? So I can see how like, people, if they aren't doing well with like employment or education, they just like drop out of everything and they don't have support system. They just like close in on themselves.
Yeah. Usually when people ask me how my day is going, I scream and throw feces.
Okay. I see why you're working on this book now. So it's not a self-insert for Brian, it's a self-insert for Preston.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. And once again, he's killing it and Ollie's killing it with the colors, and we'll put up the new art. I think we're how many pages are we at right now? I think the book's about half done, or a little bit more than half done. So I should be able to get this book to you all pretty soon. And you're not going to be waiting forever for it. But this is the first time I've actually used Indiegogo for what it was created for. Before I had the books finished before I launched the campaign.
Right.
And this is the first time I'm actually crowdfunding the book so I can pay these mofos to
sometimes it's okay to do that. Once you've like proven the track record, like Yeah,
I mean I've had 2 successful campaigns. I've delivered on both of them, and the quality speaks for itself.
Damn right.
People love this book, and I I feel very fortunate for that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, yeah. It's. I am glad this is popular, and you deserve all the success you're getting.
Thanks. Well, you know, I don't know about that, but like, you know, Clay would said it.
You worked for
Unforgiven.
it. You earned it. Let's not say you deserve.
Okay.
You earned it.
Okay. Deserves.
It's well earned. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, look. I mean, look. We bust our asses making these things. We bust our asses making these books.
Yeah.
And once again, it's with the knowledge that, okay, like, I don't know if people are going to connect with this. That's why it's important that when you make a book, that you make it to please yourself, because at the end of the day, that's maybe all that you're going to have, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe other people won't get it, so make sure that you're happy with the book. Don't pander. Oh God, I'm sorry. I love telling this story. At the 2016 New York Comic Con, we ruled Independence Alley. We sold about like 350 comic books. We were out. We sold out day 2, right?
Yo, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and you know,
I think I was there that year.
Were you?
Yeah. I never saw you. Yeah. I usually do New York Comic Con.
Places. Oh God, isn't that the worst place ever for a convention?
Yeah, but I don't see the other artists because you don't get to walk around.
No, the Artist Alley is all the way on the other side.
Don't you have to plan your bathroom break?
Well, no, I was in Artist Alley.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying,
but, yeah.
Artist Alley is because the Javits Center isn't designed for one big convention. It's designed for one medium-sized convention and one small convention. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, so they have the Artist Alley in like a side. I mean, I've seen worse. At least they have like the Artist Alley New York Comic Con is pretty good for such a huge convention. It's just honestly it's so many people. Like you're just swamped. You have to you're right, you have to plan your pee breaks. And you can't do it alone because then you just be like peeing on the table and shit. Like get somebody to help you.
And there's no food. There's no food.
Well, there is food, but like everything is like a slice of bread is $50.
Jesus.
Well, like I paid like I think $10 for like a stale pretzel. You know what I'm saying?
It's disgusting.
So you bring your own food, and actually, you know, that's one of the things I definitely want to do. I definitely want to get a bunch of do a stream where a bunch of us who have some experience with conventions can give advice for people that hopefully next year are going to be tabling their first conventions.
Ooh.
That would, I mean, share what we've learned so they don't have to make the same mistakes that we've made.
Yeah, that's a really good idea because there's a lot of things you have to plan because going to walk around in a convention is not the same as tabling. Like when you're tabling, you have to think about all these things, like your table layout. Like you need to get someone to help you and like bring snacks, bring your own food. Yeah. Just like go get up early in the morning, get like after it, if you can manage to get over the hangover because that'll also happen. Get a fucking convenience store sandwich and.
I was wearing a mask. That helped me when I went to a few cons because there's a smell.
I'm gonna have to do
maybe signs will help.
I'm gonna have to do an artist survival tactics on balls.
Because that would be really interesting. Yeah.
They have you also have to watch the con crud. And
yeah.
No, seriously, it's like you get a throat infection while you're there, and it's because you talk to so many different people and everybody's swapping germs.
Yeah.
And get one of these, right? Because they're going to probably, at least at the New York Comic Con, they'll give you a table, but then they charge you for extra chairs. Like if you want another like steel folding chair, the kind they use like in professional wrestling, it's like $50. For $50, you can get these like Campmore chairs that are way more comfortable.
New York must be the only ones that do that because I don't think any other convention ever has done that to me. Where they
I've seen chairs. Yeah, no. You usually most conventions I've been to they come with 2 chairs, and you have to pay more to add more than 2 chairs.
Right.
But if you have more than 2 people there, then
Right.
Yeah. Maybe Human says bring your own gas mask. Yeah, at this point, pretty much. I don't know. I'm almost like kind of put off on doing conventions because marketing online has worked out so well for me. But like, I think the big ones I would still hit. Like New York Comic Con, C2A2. By the way, Heroes Con in North Carolina is really, really good for artists. I would suggest everybody try it out.
Preston says that Texas is the place to go because
I had the worst con of my life in Texas.
Really?
Which one?
Yeah, Alamo City.
I did Alamo a couple of times.
It's horrible. It was literally it wasn't just me either. I went with like 2 other artists that I knew. We drove down from Austin. I was like sitting there all day. 2015. Just sitting there all day.
I did it 2015.
Zero money.
I had one bad experience at Alamo City, but after that it was easy sailing. And the reason why was because the main reason was because I was with a group of people, and I got stuck in a really bad spot. And that's another thing too. Like position is everything when you're doing.
Maybe I was on the side.
Table.
Like if I'm in a bad spot, I'll go bitch to the promoter until he puts me in a good spot. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I should do that more.
Our table at Independence Alley was a corner table, right? Which is generally what you want. But also when you came in through the entrance, you could see our big giant "fuck you" banner from like a mile away.
Yeah.
Just the way it was set. Yeah.
Nice.
I think that helped a lot. And the other thing that helped a lot was that we had the only comic book in Independence Alley that year that wasn't about zombies.
Oh my gosh.
Every other book was like, because like The Walking Dead was the big thing. And it's even on my pass because I kept it. You know, that was my first convention actually. So so I jumped in at the deep ends, and you know, first day was pretty rough. Second day was better. By the third day, I had my convention groove. You know what I mean? Like I had my hustle. And then you're just having fun, and when people see that your table's the fun table, they're going to be drawn to it.
That's one thing he's right about, is that if you're having a good time, everybody wants to have a good time too. So they'll crowd to your table. I started doing live demos when I'd paint on site, and I would have a crowd around me.
You should definitely do Heroes then. They have like an art stage. Heroes has an art stage right smack dab in the middle of the
really.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're big on art.
So much.
And it's actually, it was sponsored by a local comic shop called Heroes Aren't Hard to Find. I've been going since college, and it's real fun because the convention center is right next to like 2 big hotels. So everybody, that table just books at the hotel, and afterwards you just walk over and everybody get fucking drunk in the lobby, and like
that's the best.
Get to know everyone, and you stagger back to your room, and that's the best. Like New York Comic Con is cool, but like afterwards, what is there to do? You have to find those exclusive publishers parties somewhere on the other side of the city, and it's like
fuck publishers. Like fans would take me out like afterwards in Texas. Like we would go to.
Oh, that's cool.
God, we had so much fun. Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, dude.
The after parties are like half of what cons are about.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like having that's you kind of have to do the show, and that's like your job, right? Like you try to get through that show, and then afterwards, once it's like 5 o'clock, right? You go hit the fucking the parties and all that other shit. It's great.
Yeah. And because of that, I would say personal mistake I made. Try to take commissions beforehand so you can get the drawing done before you show up, because people will be asking for sketches and stuff, and you can have like something that you're drawing just for fun and just as a demo live, but it's hell on earth if you take commissions on the floor and then you're just like focusing on drawing the whole time, and
that's have why to, like, I always bring a partner.
And you can't like if you don't have. I was always going alone, so it was really rough. I had to sell my books, but then I have to like finish the sketch, and then I want to go out with people after. But then I also had to stay up and finish my commission, so I would be up until 6 a.m. I would get 1 hour of sleep, and then I had to be back on the floor.
Did you notice like as soon as you get a commission, like people like crowd to your table?
They love
and you got like an hour to get it done, or 2 hours to get it done.
They love seeing live drawing.
It's not that. It's like they flood your table by prints and art and shit like that, and you're like, but I gotta get this commission done.
Yeah, they always want to talk to you. I was like, I love talking to people, but I got to get this done.
Exactly.
One of the things I miss so much about like the old conventions, this is back when they were like, you know, Star Trek.
Oh, we're going down to the 50s. We're going back to the 50s. It's going to be.
You could walk up like you had these artists there, George Perez, Walter Simonson, Mike Zeck, all kinds of people, and their backs would be to you, not turned towards you, but away from you, right? Drawing, and you could look over their shoulder and watch them draw.
You can't do that now. You can't do that because you'll miss out on sales. Back. That's one of the main reasons why I used to bring a booth bitch, which would be one of my buddies. Like he'd be the
right. Yeah. No,
his whole job would be to take care of any customers that came up while I was working on art.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Bring somebody to help you and take commissions.
And I would pay them. Like they wouldn't do it for free.
Oh, yeah,
I'd
sure.
give them like $300 or $400 for helping me during the weekend.
Oh, it's worth it. Like usually people are happy to do it because they get to go to convention for free. And like you get 2 passes for every table. So it's you, person you bring, and that means they get to come in before the crowds are in. They get to shop around. So it's perfect.
And when I did that's another thing too. Like, I mean, it's nothing really because you're making like $2,000 or $3,000 as soon as the show's over with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like throwing $300 or $400 at somebody is easy.
Yeah.
The problem is that you have to like force yourself not to spend that money at the con after the con.
going through the dealers section. Oh, Bandai Godzilla toys.
Or going to the bars too. Like the bars are kind of expensive. You know?
I've never partied after the. I've never been. to
That's the whole purpose of doing conventions is just to go party afterwards. Like,
I can't. I don't know if I could. I'm afraid that I'm going to be a wreck the next day.
No, dude, it's all about rubbing. Like
you will be, and then you just power through it.
Like one time we stayed up all night with Simon Bisley, like passing a crystal stone.
I was gonna bring him up.
And fucking the next, we got in at like 4 a.m. I had 2 hours of sleep before we had to head to the convention. But it's all about like your fans will come out with you. You know what I'm saying? Like people who get commissions.
Yeah.
And you just go out with them, and by the time you're done, like you just got 3 more commissions. You know what I'm saying? Or
if you didn't know this, Rini, the biz, I remember at the East Coast Comic Con looking over at his table, and it was always like a party. I always saw people standing there with beers, and then
he'd be smashed
around, debased shit, man. I was just like, fuck, that dude's doing it right. Yeah, so cool.
I'm blanking on the person's name now, but it's some it's Tokyo Comic Con. That's another good one. Yeah. Hey, if you guys can afford to fly out to Tokyo, I did that for a few years because I moved back to Taiwan, and like flying from Taiwan to Tokyo is nothing. And it's fucking fantastic. So beyond the fact that the artist alley is kind of small and like some things are kind of figuring out, it's an American style Comic-Con in Japan.
I heard
it's not just like
it's
not just like Comic-Con. It's an American style con, and it's pretty well run. They was trying to learn the ropes at first, but they pretty much got everything down, and it's fun because I
heard that con is like really, really good.
Oh
like,
shit! Yeah,
because people spend tons of money.
Yeah, people like, and it's like the local. The only thing is like, so the exhibition center is Makumari or something. But it's in the middle of nowhere, so it's like a pain to look all your books there. But the people are so happy to see you. It's like you flew in from across the world. Oh my god, take my money! And they're so polite, and they're so happy to see like all these artists from overseas.
That's
it's great. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I gotta head out.
I feel like I'm not happening enough to be like doing like conventions.
No. I mean, I'm a nobody. I still did it.
I gotta go.
Oh yeah, we're hitting 3 hours, guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sure. I need. How did I make it through?
Oh no! I kept you all captive. Whatever shall we do? I hope that's wine. You're gonna say that's tea, but I hope that's wine because I don't know. I don't want to be the only one who's been drinking.
It's tea, but I'm not saying that it's just tea.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm glad. Thank you for humoring me. Yeah. So let's wrap things up here. Is there anything else you guys want to say about Citizen Gorilla? I'll close out on the trailer. How does that sound?
Download the first issue for free. You get the entire first issue for free. The link is down like in the description, and it's like a heroin dealer. First one's always for free. And I think it's good to give people a chance to kick the tires and see if this is the kind of book that's for you. And then if you dig it, then you can buy them all 8 issues.
Awesome.
Yes, and a figurine, and also original art from Homeboy down here from Preston.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, actual pages awesome. of the book.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful shit.
Thank you.
Of course, and here's my comic. We hit 33,000. Thank you guys. Oh my god.
Sister, where were you at like when we first met you? I think we were like 8,000 or something.
I think so. Yeah.
6,000.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I didn't start streaming until it was like smack dab right in the middle, like after the first 30 days. I was like at 8,000. Yeah. So.
Badass.
Yo, fucking thank everybody who backed this book. You guys are awesome. If you didn't know, I also have a free preview on the website. Yeah, check out the website for Fiendish, because I think it's right at the top of the campaign. Fiendishcomic.com is a really big link here. This is a link, everyone. This is not just for decoration. Click on the link. It will take you to this website that I'm very proud of. And I have a ton of world building stuff, and not just world building information. I have like character profiles, and I have a preview, which is the first half of chapter 1, because again, I know I'm a new creator, at least in the indie scene, and I wanted people to be able to read the book and see what they thought of it. And I think you'll like it, but you can read the first 20 pages right on here. Check it out, see if the storytelling style is for you. And by the way, I also added music to it. I went through Adobe Stock. I licensed music that I really like, so you can listen to music while you read now. So as you get the books, you can just like play this. It's like the right mood and stuff. And I set it up so have like it starts slow and there's a crescendo and there's an ending to it. I put a lot of thought into this. So go to the website, please.
Quick question, Rini. Quick question. When you start a new project, do you like create a folder that's like the soundtrack?
Yes.
I do. Yeah, I do that too.
Well, I have a YouTube playlist for the music that I listen to when I work, and then like I also have like the the that I like want, because in my mind this is already an animated series, and it's like the music is in my head. So
very useful.
Not Crunchyroll. Oh, I just about. So yes.
When's the new Goblin Slayer coming out, by the way?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm following that. I love that. Oh, that's so good.
I know. I love Goblin Slayer.
Yay! Look all my character profiles. But yeah, check this out, please. I spent so much time on the website. And Grayscale books are shipping right now. I had to stop shipping for a few days because I had to wait for my new address labels to come in. I ran out of address labels, but I will be shipping more books out starting next Monday. I only have a few. I think almost all the Grayscale only orders are out. I'm missing like 3 people, and my Australia backers, I'm so sorry. I think I figured out a way to get the books to you. So you'll be getting your books, rest assured. And this is a color cover. The color edition, I think we're about 8-9 pages from being done. It's a little, because everything is flat, but Nick is playing around with the rendering. So we're on like the last stretch of the color pages, and we're looking at fulfilling mid to late November. So those are coming along. Yes? What's up?
Yeah. Do you have any orders from Singapore?
No, I don't. Maybe.
Good. Well, okay, because like I got the craziest like when we send out our books, we get some that are damaged, some don't show up, right? That's also the beautiful thing. You can just talk to us directly, and we'll rectify if there's a problem. We'll rectify it, right? This guy in Singapore got my books, and they looked like it had been like microwaved.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Like the books looked like they had been water damaged, but then it wasn't water damaged because the Gemini mailer was pristine. And he showed me this video. I was like, "Can I post that?" He's like, "Well, why would you?" He's sure, but why would you want to post that? Isn't that embarrassing? I'm like, "No, I want people to feel my pain."
Oh my god!
Yeah. So I had to eat that $28 and rectify the situation. But the last package got there safe, but it was just like it was still just like we could not figure out. I can't figure out what happened to that book.
Yeah, that's crazy. Thankfully, I haven't. Well, I've had shipping issues with international orders, but not things getting damaged. Thank heavens, because that sucks even more than just like shipping stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Damaged books are painful to look at. I don't like it. It hurts my heart.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I just needed to like share my pain with you.
Oh no! I feel your pain.
Video, I was so mortified. I was like, oh.
I don't know if it's a Singapore thing, but I'll look out for. Okay, if anybody orders books from Singapore, I'm going to be like encasing it in like
lead,
like a lead case.
Yeah,
like,
lead slip case.
Nuclear blast proof it.
Yeah. Limited edition.
Yeah. it'll be like one of those like airplane black boxes cases.
Yeah, man.
You will get your book pristine condition.
Oh, it's like so bad.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so again, Grayscale books are shipping. Resuming shipping beginning of next week. Hell yeah! And check out the website, and this will still be in demand for. I'll finish. I'm going to when I start fulfilling. Well, I think I'll keep it up till the end of November. There we go. So when the chapter 2 signups go up, I'm going to take this down because it's a little much. I need to focus on chapter 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Rock and roll.
Woo! Rock and roll. This has been a freaking fantastic talk.
Yeah, it has. Thank you so much for having us, Rini. It's really appreciated.
Oh no, thank you for coming on. Like I don't think I've had 3 hours go by. I mean, it's always so much fun, no matter who we have on the show, and we always like go into subjects. Like it's like you can plan for a subject of discussion, but sometimes it's just whatever people want to talk about, and it's always such a good discussion about making comics and about like what it's like to make comics now. I love hearing where everybody comes from and their process. It's so fascinating.
Yeah, and also it's illuminating for I just love all the people that you get to know them from the chat, and then next thing you know, they're like, well, shit, that dude doesn't seem too bright, and he's doing it, right? And then they throw their hat in the ring and make their own books, and that's that's what we're about. We're gate openers. Not gatekeepers.
You're right. I like that. We are gate openers.
Word up.
That's right. That's what this is about. That's what this whole scene is about. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Maybe Human. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to all the mods.
All the chat.
Why don't you guys let everyone know where to find you, and then I'll play the trailer. And
you can hit me up on the Twitter at Brian Christgau, and you can also email me at brianator at optonline.net. BRIANATOR. Yeah. So hit me up. Check out the page. Rena's gonna play the trailer. I've got other trailers on there too. And download the first issue for free. Kick the tires. See if it's your kind of a thing. And once you find yourself completely enthralled, buy all 8 issues.
Wow. Cool.
Preston?
Señor Acevedo.
Azevedo. Nikki the Pipe on Twitter. Preston Azevedo on Instagram. And I guess that's it. Check out Six Gun.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, man.
Chimera, who came in at the last minute.
Yes, Chimera the Hut on Twitter, and I probably have my MySpace account from 2006.
MySpace.
Oh, wow. All right. Well,
really? That's badass, dude.
That's I've never had anyone plug in MySpace before. That's
very
new.
very punk rock.
Yeah, very punk rock. It's
Vintage.
fuck the system. Well, I mean, Facebook's gone to hell, so get off Facebook. Yeah, you can find me at Rini Draws. Hey, I'm Rini Draws everywhere. I've taken that name. Anyone else can take it from me. So find me at Rini Draws on obviously my YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit like, and also my Twitter. I have a Patreon that's also Rini Draws. I post behind the scenes stuff for Fiendish, so check that out if you might be interested in that. All these links are in the description, and I will be on Factober again.
Oh
on
yeah!
Friday.
Oh yeah! Jeff Fraga did do his Schwarzenegger.
It's like the final showdown. It's for all the people who won against him.
Yeah.
Re-challenging. I have a feeling he's gonna be like preparing. I just like see him like sharpening his like battle swords.
Shit. I love that dude.
Dude, I mean, it's so great that he's doing this thing. But
yeah.
So yeah, I think it's me. I forgot who else. There's a couple other people, but it's wild. It's gonna be
Preston,
like.
How come you haven't been a competitor in that?
Why haven't you?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of that before. Actually, that's
because Dan's like a man of the people for sure.
No, I don't have
is gonna be there.
Dan. It's just that I fucking
I
work all the time, so I don't have I don't keep up with a lot of shit, I guess.
Yeah.
So
you're busy being productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear that.
He's like shaming us. Why aren't you more productive? I'm working, and you're
yeah.
screaming?
I'm actually making comments, yo.
How dare you?
Yeah. It worked. I feel so guilty right now. But anyway, yeah, I'll be there on Friday, and our Halloween Pathfinder stream is going to be this Sunday. So check that out. It's on my channel. Subscribe, hit like if you haven't.
I'm going to be at the Pathfinder stream.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool. Yay. Join us.
I feel bad. I haven't made it. I think you're on a little too early, right? Isn't that like early afternoon?
Yeah.
I'm all
We are on at like 1 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, yeah, it's too early for me.
I was like, we'll try to make it late because it's Sunday, but it's,
oh, man.
It's Sunday. But, well, you can all watch replays. And,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. So join us on Sunday. And once again, next week, same time, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. EST on my channel for another episode of Hellion Art Show. And I'm going to play the Citizen Gorilla trailer now.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Thank you, guys.
Play seriously.
Why is it on the middle? Oh my gosh. That was the worst closeout. Let me play the other one.
What? Okay. This is like the original trailer, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh my god.
I think that's a copyright strike or something.
You should probably check on that.
Most definitely.
We've all heard the stories. We've all heard the legends. Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Billy the Kid. But there's a secret history to the Old West. One that seems too strange to be true, but...
I'm probably not, Ryan, but thanks.
We all know the truth.
Me doing my best attempt at Sam Elliott.
Yo, I love this. This is animated and stuff.
Yeah, it's turned out great.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah, it's a friend of Adrian's.
Nice.
Oh, and all the gunshots are taken directly from Sergio Leone movies.
Very
sure
big, very big guns.
Yes.
Throwing very big holes.
Oh, man.
Very bad people.
Yo, that like the loose style animates really well too.
The strangest, the most startling Western hero of them all.
sick.
6
Give
gun
the money, guys!
Long days of
Give
vengeance.
the money back this month!
Buy it now. Do it now.
Do it now!